on track 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
He delivers. Called strike 3. Rancho Cucamonga opens the new era with an opening night win.
Celebrating a brand new era here in Rancho Cucamonga and the newly named Morongo Field, we welcome the return of the affiliation of the Los Angeles Angels. Your 2026 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are live on the Quakes Radio Network. Leading off is the Quakes pregame show, sponsored by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, with a look ahead at today's game, including a look at scores around baseball and the Banner Bank starting lineups. Now, here's the new 2026 voice of your Quakes, Ryan Zimmerman.
Just 4 series remain in the 2026 California League season, and the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are in need of victories. And what better time to get the job done than against your fiercest South Division rival? It's game 1 out of 6 in the Single-A Freeway Series between your Quakes and the Ontario Tower Buzzers on tap on this Tuesday evening. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this broadcast of Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball on the Quakes Radio Network. I'm Ryan Zimmerman. Thanks so much for spending your Tuesday evening with us, and welcome to the Morongo pregame show. From first pitch to jackpot, Morongo is now on the field. Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, proud sponsor of Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. Last time out, the Quakes scored twice in the opening inning to take their largest lead over the Inland Empire 66ers since their series opening win on Tuesday. However, they responded. Inland scored twice in the bottom half of the second and ultimately rode the early momentum to withstand Rancho Cucamonga's pockets of offense to take the series finale by a score of 6-5, condemning the Quakes to 5 consecutive losses to end the series. However, they can take solace in the fact that the Tower Buzzers aren't doing so hot either. After beating the Lake Elsinore Storm in each of the first 2 games of their 6-game series at Diamond Stadium of Lake Elsinore, the Storm rattled off 4 straight victories, including a walk-off on Sunday night to clinch a series victory. While the Quakes continue to trail the Tower Buzzers by 8 games at the top of the division, the rest of the field is closing in on them. Inland Empire's 5-game winning streak has them just 3 back of the Tower Buzzers in second place. The first half South Division champions Lake Elsinore Storm are just 3 games behind them, while the Quakes bring up the rear. If you're going to struggle, might as well do it at the top of the standings. And even in the midst of their rough stretch of play, Ontario still holds a comfortable edge with 24 games to go in the season. As for the Quakes, they need to make something shake sooner rather than later. A tough series against Ontario could spell the end for their second-half South Division championship hopes, especially considering what's on the line each time they take the field this week. A win would gain a game on the Buzzers, but a loss would drop them a game, and that's just as harmful than a win is helpful. The Quakes just need to take things one game at a time. And first up on the list of priorities, a series opening win on this Tuesday at night in Rancho Cucamonga. Stick around. We still have plenty to come on the Morongo pregame show when we return. After these brief messages, we'll check in on tonight's Banner Bank starting lineups as well as the starting pitching matchup. That's all to come next on the Quakes Radio Network.
Take me out to Morongo, where I can watch all the games, with thousands of slot machines and blackjack and big screen TVs from the front to the back. So just grab a seat at the sideline. You won't miss a play when you go, 'cause the good times are only right here at Morongo.
Your home for future Angels is on the Quakes Radio Network.
First pitch is right around the corner at Morongo Field tonight as the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes duel it out with the Ontario Tower Buzzers to begin this 6-game series. Hello, everybody, and welcome back inside the broadcast booth at Morongo Field. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network with first pitch just about 9 minutes away tonight. Let's check in on tonight's Banner Bank starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Tower Buzzers. For manager John Shoemaker, he rolls with this starting lineup to try and break Ontario's four-game slide. Kellen Lindsay leads things off. The 2024 Dodgers first-round pick is the second baseman tonight. Jing Shen Ko bats second. He's in left field. Yoendry Vargas lines up at third base and bats in the three-hole. Oswaldo Osorio cleans it up at first base. Caleb Johnson is at shortstop, slotting in fifth in the order. Brendan Tunick patrols center field in the sixth spot. Francisco Espinosa gets the nod behind home plate. The catcher is in the seven hole. Javier Herrera gets the evening off from defense. The designated hitter is eighth. And rounding out the lineup, that's the right fielder, Abel Lorenzo. On the mound, the Tower Buzzers call upon the Dodgers' 2025 second-round pick in Cam Leiter. In his first year as a pro, he's had really good success. However, it's been in limited usage. This is his 17th appearance this season. All of his 16 prior have been starts. No wins, no losses, alongside a 3.35 ERA. Across 37 and two-thirds innings, he surrendered 29 hits, leading to 17 runs, 14 earned. He's walked 20 batters, struck out 56 with a whip of 1.30 and a batting average against of 212. As he continues to work back from the shoulder injury that sidelined him for the majority of his sophomore year of college and all of his junior year, he is still yet to throw more than 61 pitches in an outing. And last time out against Lake Elsinore, he followed the same script. He threw just 29 pitches over his two-inning start, keeping the Storm out of both the run and hit columns, walking one while striking out two on the way to a no decision. As for the Quakes, manager Dave Stapleton rolls with this starting lineup, looking to snap this five-game losing streak. Jackson Willits leads it off. The most outstanding player in last June's Men's College World Series is at shortstop. John Wimmer bats second and plays second base. Gavin Grahovac, the local kid from Orange, slots in third at first base. The cleanup man, Gabriel Davalillo, is also the designated hitter. Angel Arredondo gets the nod at third base out of the five-hole. Lucas Ramirez moves back to right field. He slots in sixth. Marlon Quintero dons the tools of ignorance tonight. The catcher's in the seventh hole. Jeffrey Hurd gets his first start at Morongo Field. The left fielder slides in eighth. And rounding out the lineup, that's the center fielder, TJ Ford. On the mound, Talon Haley gets the call, the 12th ranked prospect in the Angels organization per MLB Pipeline. On the season, this is his 18th appearance, 17th start. Through his prior 17 outings, he's 1-3 with a .495 ERA. And in 72 and two-thirds innings, he's allowed 66 hits, leading to 45 runs, 40 earned, 38 walks, 101 strikeouts, alongside a whip of 1.43 and a batting average against of .238. He could not have dreamt up a better opening to his start back on August 4th against Inland Empire. He retired each of the first 12 batters he faced. However, things went sideways in the fifth inning. He ended up allowing 4 runs, all earned on just 2 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, but the Quakes bailed him out late. They battled back from down 6-3 in the 7th inning to ultimately win that series opener 8-6, their lone win from that week. Tonight's umpiring crew, David Ortiz is behind home plate calling balls and strikes. Kyle Eastman is on the bases. Stick around. We have more to come on the Morongo pregame show after this. Following these brief messages, we'll take our first look at the California League scoreboard. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
San Antonio Regional Hospital. Here for your health and happiness, for support and healing. Here for compassion and courage, for strength and family, with a promise to be there always, providing the very best in healthcare. San Antonio Regional Hospital. Here for you, here for life.
Looking for fast and reliable fiber internet? Onward has you covered. Onward provides customizable gigabit internet to fit your lifestyle. It's perfect for gaming, streaming, working from home, and all your connected devices. Visit getonward.com to learn more about fiber internet with whole home Wi-Fi, enhanced parental, and network controls. Now serving businesses and residents in Rancho Cucamonga, Ontario, and Culver City. Get connected, get faster, get Onward.
Your home for future Angels is on the Quakes Radio Network.
First pitch is on the horizon at Morongo Field on this Tuesday evening as the Ontario Tower Buzzers and your Rancho Cucamonga Quakes open a 6-game series. It's a single-A matchup between the affiliates of the Los Angeles Angels and the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight. Hello, everybody. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth as the Morongo pregame show continues. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network. Before action gets underway in Rancho Cucamonga, let's take a look at what else is going on across the California League tonight. The Quakes and Tower Buzzers constitute one of 3 games that are just about to get underway. The San Jose Giants and Fresno Grizzlies are just about to square off at Excite Ballpark. Meanwhile, the Lake Elsinore Storm travel to San Manuel Stadium to take on the Inland Empire 66ers. Later on at 7:05, the Stockton Ports kick off a 6-game series against the Visalia Rawhide at Banner Island Ballpark. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Morongo pregame show. We'll step aside for the national anthem, but first pitch between the Ontario Tower Buzzers and your Rancho Cucamonga Quakes is next. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Thanks for listening to the Quakes pregame show, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Stay tuned as the play-by-play for today's game is up next.
Family RV, where family fun begins. Proudly family owned and operated and voted #1, your go-to local RV dealer. Family RV is conveniently located in Ontario, just off the 10 and 15 freeways. Step into our massive indoor showroom packed with both new and pre-owned RVs featuring top brands like Crossroads, Cruiser, Forest River, and Heartland. Come on down and see it all in person or explore our virtual showroom at FamilyRVUSA.com. And don't miss out on our special Family RV Family Feast nights with the Quakes at Lonemard Field on select evenings.
Every business has a story. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you're expanding. Maybe you're ready for a fresh start with a bank that truly cares about your business. We're Banner Bank, and we want your business to succeed, to stay competitive, to get to the next level. And we have a long history of helping businesses just like yours. Visit bannerbank.com to find a local branch. Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. Member FDIC.
When it comes to the Wi-Fi in your home, are you in control? Customize your Wi-Fi with the Onward Experience. Don't waste time waiting for shows to buffer. With Onward Experience, you can prioritize streaming devices so you can get back to spending quality time with the family. Learn more about what the Onward Experience can do for you at getonward.com. Now serving businesses and residents in Rancho Cucamonga, Ontario, and Culver City. Get connected, get faster, get Onward.
No matter where you are in the world, the Quakes are always just a click away. Tune in live on the iHeartRadio app or the TuneIn Radio app. Just search RC Quakes Baseball. You can also catch the action on the Bally Live app as well as the Minor League Baseball app. If you're heading to Morongo Field for a game, bring your FM radio and dial into 91.3 FM for live play-by-play with Ryan Zimmerman. Whether you're in Rancho, up late on the East Coast, or cheering us on from around the globe, we appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for listening, and go Quakes!
celebrating our renewed affiliation with the Los Angeles Angels. Your three-time California League champion Rancho, Cucamonga, Quakes are ready to take the field live on the Quakes Radio Network. Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, All-Star Kia, Healthy RC, Onward, Family RV, Green Cow, Budweiser, San Antonio Regional Hospital, Millennium Systems, Inland Empire Stages, The Kindred Corporation, Bally's, National Corps, Daniels Jewelers, Wyndham Hotels and Resorts, and Banner Bank. Now, for the call of today's game, here's the new 2026 voice of your Quakes, Ryan Zimmerman.
The national anthem is in the books. The players have taken to the diamond, and we are just about ready for baseball at Morongo Field tonight. It's the series opener between the Ontario Tower Buzzers and your Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this broadcast of Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball on the Quakes Radio Network. I'm Ryan Zimmerman. Thanks so much for spending your Tuesday evening with us as the Quakes look to shake off this poor run of form and get back into the win column against one of their most heated rivals. Both teams come into this game on serious slides that cost them series victories last week. Ontario dropped 4 in a row to Lake Elsinore, getting walked off on Sunday night. Meanwhile, the Quakes lost 5 games, all by 3 runs or fewer against Inland Empire from Wednesday to Sunday to close out that series defeat. Both teams are looking to get back on track and establish themselves once again in the South Division second half championship race. Callan Lindsay digs in from the right side to take on the left-hander Talon Haley to get us underway tonight. Haley sets up shop in the middle of the rubber. He kicks and fires. Lindsay's way late on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike one gets us going at 6:33 p.m. tonight. Haley takes a deep breath. His 0-1. Right at the knees with the heater. Lindsay falls behind 0-2. Haley works quickly on the hill, searching for the game's first out. His 0-2 home. Lindsay takes a changeup just off the low outside corner. Haley hit his spot, but he could not get the call from home plate umpire David Ortiz. The left-hander picks up his sign, the 1-2. Lindsay fouls it off behind home plate. We'll try it again. Well, Haley had a lot to like from his last start. Went 12 up, 12 down to start the 66ers off before running into trouble in the 5th. He's looking to shake off the poor memories of how his outing ended. His 1-2. Lindsay goes after the slider low and away. Strike 3. Well, he's off to a good start tonight. He takes care of the former Dodgers first-round pick on 4 pitches. Nobody on, 1 out for the big slugger, Jing-Shen Ko. As he stands in, let's take a look around the diamond at the Rancho Cucamonga defensive alignment tonight. Marlon Quintero does the catching for Haley. He makes up the back half of the battery. As a bunch of Dodgers relievers make their way from the bullpen to the dugout, we have a brief break in the action, and that'll allow me to finish off the diamond alignment. On the infield from left to right, it's Angel Arredondo, Jackson Willits, John Wimmer, and Gavin Grahovac. Haley's first pitch to Ko. He drags a fastball low and outside, 1-0. In the outfield from left to right, Jeffrey Hurd, TJ Ford, and Lucas Ramirez. Haley kicks and fires. Ko goes after the high fastball and comes up empty, 1-1. Well, as for Ko, he's starting to figure things out in the average department as of recently. The 1-1. Haley leaves a slider above the letters, 2 balls and a strike. The power's always been there for him. 16 home runs currently has him in a tie for 3rd in the league. But he's figured out how to get the bat on the ball more frequently. The 2-1. Ko goes after a slider low and outside. Haley gets him to chase to even the count, 2-2. He is the active leader on the team in home runs with Easton Shelton on the injured list. The 2-2. Coe fouls it off home plate umpire David Ortiz and stays alive. In his first full season in single A, he's hitting 260, 16 home runs to go along with his 69 RBIs, but there's still a lot of swing and miss in his game. Another 2-2. Coe can't catch up to the slider, strike 3. Talon Haley gets his night started with back-to-back strikeouts, and he goes for a perfect first against Yoendry Vargas. Haley continues to flash the strikeout stuff early. Vargas digs in from the right side. Haley kicks and fires. Vargas pops it up out of play off to the right side, 0-1. If you're just tuning in, you've missed 2 strikeouts. Quakes starter Talon Haley looks to begin his night with a 1-2-3 frame. The left-hander picks up the shine from Quintero ahead of the 0-1. Vargas flies it high and deep to right center. Ford races back towards the track at the wall. He leaps up and can't make the catch. The ball clatters off the wall. Vargas is on his horse. He slides into third as the throw goes offline. Yoendry Vargas legs out a 3-bagger that gets the Tower Buzzers fans in attendance on their feet. Just like that, Ontario is 1 base away from a first-inning run. He nearly got the ball out of here, too. Vargas didn't miss a home run by all that much. But the consolation prize of a 3-bagger isn't too bad. He hands the baton over to the cleanup man, Oswaldo Osorio. Haley delivers. Osorio eyes a fastball off the outer half, 1-0. Allowing runs early in games has been a problem for the Quakes as of recently. However, it only happened once in their 6-game series at Inland Empire. The 1-0. Fastball misses high. Quintero pops out of the crouch to look Vargas back to third. 2 balls, no strikes. However, the last time it happened, it killed the Quakes' early momentum. They put 2 runs up on the board in the top of the first in the series finale 2 nights ago. Inland responded with 2 runs of their own to tie the score. 2-0. Haley drags a fastball outside. 3 balls, no strikes. It was much more common in the San Jose series in which the Giants scored runs in the first inning in 3 of their 6 matchups. Haley slows down his pace on the hill. He deals. He pumps a fastball in there for a strike, 3-1. Osorio had the take sign on the whole way with a chance to pass the baton to Caleb Johnson, who waits on deck. Haley holds the glove at the letters. The 3-1 delivery. Osorio eyes a curveball outside, ball 4. Following 2 consecutive strikeouts, a Yoendry Vargas triple and Oswaldo Osorio walk have runners on the corners for the Tower Buzzers. They're 90 feet away from opening the scoring in their very first trip to the plate. In steps the switch-hitting shortstop Caleb Johnson to try and finish the job. Osorio takes a short lead off first as Grahovac holds him there. Vargas does the same at third. Haley's in the stretch. He lops a curveball in there on the outside edge, 0-1. No score just yet between the Tower Buzzers and the Quakes, but Ontario is threatening. Runners on the corners, 2 down in the top of the first. Haley's 0-1. Johnson checks his swing on a changeup low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson's still relatively new to professional baseball. The Dodgers used their 13th round pick on him in last month's draft out of Jacksonville State University. He chokes up slightly on the bat, the 1-1. A fastball runs inside and nearly hits him. Johnson twists out of the way in the nick of time, 2-1. It's been a tough transition for him, albeit in just a short amount of time, but he's found ways to get on base more often than not. 167 is average, but he has an OBP of 545. Haley's 2-1. Johnson chops it foul towards the Rancho Cucamonga dugout on the left side, 2-2. Talon has a chance to escape the early jam with no damage. He's one pitch away from doing so with a strikeout, too. His break even to Johnson. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Haley turns to the heat, and he blows a fastball past him at 95 miles an hour to finish off the Buzzers. 2-out base runners, no problem. Haley puts up a 0, and the Quakes can take the lead as they get a look at Cam Leiter when we return. It's Tower Buzzers 0, Quakes coming up to bat on the Quakes Radio Network.
Take me out to Morongo, where I can watch all the games, with thousands of slot machines and blackjack and big screen TVs from the front to the back. So just grab a seat at the sideline. You won't miss a play when you go, 'cause the good times are only right here at Morongo.
Hey, baseball fans. Daniels Jewelers is a proud sponsor of the Quakes and your family jeweler since 1948. Daniels is giving every fan a voucher for $50 off any $99 purchase. Visit danielsjewelers.com/baseball to get your voucher today. That's danielsjewelers.com/baseball. Redeem for diamond jewelry, gold chains or bracelets, and more at any of the 100 Daniels Jewelers stores nationwide. Own the dream with Daniels Jewelers.
Your home for future Angels is on the Quakes Radio Network.
Talon Haley works around the 2-out traffic to keep the Tower Buzzers off the board in the top of the first. Jackson Willits, John Wimmer, and Gavin Grahovac will start the Quakes night offensively as they go up against Ontario starter Cam Leiter in the bottom of the inning. The switch-hitting Willits will swing it from the left side against the righty Leiter. John Wimmer and Gavin Grahovac to follow on this Tuesday evening in the Inland Empire. Leiter shakes out his jersey as he sets atop the rubber. Here comes the pitch to Willits. He looks at a fastball high, 1-0. 0-0 between the Quakes and the Tower Buzzers a half inning in at Morongo Field tonight. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network to open this series. The 1-0. Willits slaps it foul over the patio seats down the left field line, 1-1. As we touched on during the Morongo pregame show, Leiter has shown electric stuff in his debut pro season, but the Dodgers have been very careful about how they've used him. The 1-1. Willits can't catch up to the 97-mile-an-hour heater, 1-2. He had injuries throughout his college career that kept him out of his junior season entirely. The 1-2. A fastball rises high and outside. Willits evens the count, 2-2. When the Dodgers drafted him in the second round, they knew that would be the case, and they have not let him throw more than 61 pitches in a single outing this year. Leiter's break even home. Willits looks at a fastball low and outside at 99, and the count goes full. Well, that's in his scouting report. He has a heavy fastball. When he returned from injury, he was consistently touching mid-90s and has potential to throw triple-digit heaters, and he wasn't far off from doing so right there. However, it wasn't for a strike, and he has to throw the 3-2. Willits takes off the plate away, ball 4. Leiter lights up the radar gun, but Willits works the walk to get Rancho Cucamonga's day started. Leiter has to turn to the stretch against John Wimmer. We're in the bottom of the first at Morongo Field. Tower Buzzers nothing, Quakes nothing. After Ontario left runners on the corners in their half of the first, the Quakes have the leadoff man aboard in the bottom half. Leiter deals to John Wimmer. Low and outside, 1-0. Well, as for Willits, he had just 4 hits in his first pro series last week against Inland Empire. 2 of them did come in the Sunday finale. His weapon of choice for getting on base was the walk. Leiter's 1-0. Wimmer checks his swing on a fastball at 98. It's ruled a full swing at home plate, 1-1. Willits walked more than he struck out last week, 6 walks to 5 Ks. And he starts this series off with a base on balls that forced Leiter to throw a lot of pitches. The 1-1. Leiter breaks the slider to the low outside corner, 1-2. As for Wimmer, he had himself a productive series. He had a hit in every game he played, upping his hit streak to 6. Throw over to first. Willits dives in safely ahead of the Osorio tag. Wimmer also launched 2 home runs, came on consecutive days. And in fact, he was responsible for all of Rancho's RBIs on both Thursday and Friday. You can't hold back on a 1-2 slider above the zone, strike 3. A walk and a strikeout get Leiter's day going on the mound. 1 on, 1 out for the Orange native Gavin Grahovac. And as he digs in, let's take a look around the diamond at Ontario's defensive alignment tonight. Francisco Espinoza does the catching for Leiter. He makes up the back half of the battery. On the infield from left to right, it's Yoendry Vargas, Caleb Johnson, Kellen Lindsay, and Oswaldo Osorio. The first pitch to Grahovac is a fastball in the dirt, low and in, 1-0. In the outfield from left to right, Jingshen Ko, Brendan Tunick, and Abel Lorenzo. Leiter picks some dirt out of his spikes before retaking the mound from the first base side of the rubber. Jackson Willits is the lone base runner for Rancho Cucamonga thus far in the bottom of the first. He walked to lead it off. Osorio holds him. There goes Willits, the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second. Bounces in. Willits slides in safely. Jackson shows off the base running instinct straight away. May have been a hit and run with Grahovac swinging and missing at the pitch, but either way, Willits picks up the steal. It's his second in as many games, and the Quakes have a runner in scoring position. 1 ball and 1 strike on the Quakes' first baseman in the meantime. The Shadows have completely engulfed the mound, but every infield position is still in the sun. Leiter looks back to second, the 1-1. Grahovac swings over top of a nice curveball, 1-2. He had a rough go of things in his first pro series, but time is still on the 21-year-old side. And when he did make contact, he left his mark. Hit his first professional home run in just his second ever at-bat. Time called ahead of the 1-2. Espinoza behind home plate noticed the pitch clock winding down, and he saves an automatic ball 2. Well, Grahovac went 4 for 22 in his first series, and that included a hit in each of his first 3 games. The 1-2. Grahovac flies it deep in the air down the line and right. Lorenzo races over towards the corner. This ball lands in the Ontario bullpen foul. Not quite home run distance. If that ball stays in play, in all likelihood, it's a productive out. But Grahovac gets to continue his at-bat. What's really cool about him being a Quake is that he's playing just 45 minutes away from home, and it's the closest he's played to home since he graduated from Villa Park High School. The 1-2 once more. Grahovac whiffs on a fastball at the letters, strike 3. Following the walk to Willits, Leiter fans 2 consecutive Quakes to give him a pathway out of the inning with no damage. It's up to Gabriel Davalillo to cash in the leadoff base runner. 0-0 between the Quakes and the Tower Buzzers in the bottom of the first. Each team has had a runner in scoring position to this point. The Quakes are looking to cash theirs in. The pitch. Davalillo looks at a slider for a strike at the letters, 0-1. Davi had himself a tough series at Inland, but he finished with perhaps his best game of the season to this point. 3 for 3 reached in all 5 of his plate appearances. A look to second, the 0-1. Davalillo checks his swing on a fastball high and tight, 1-1. He notched an RBI single in his first at-bat, doubled later in the game in the 5th, also walked and got hit by a pitch. Leiter takes his time on the hill. Here he comes. Davalillo grounds it foul of third. Leiter moves ahead in the count, 1-2. He's been all over the zone since he walked Willits. Of his first 17 pitches, 11 have been strikes, and he's one away from fanning 3 consecutive batters to work around the leadoff free pass. His 1-2. Davalillo backs away from a curveball low and in, 2-2. If he can find his way aboard and perhaps drive in the run, Angel Arredondo would be next. He waits his turn on deck. Espinoza feeds Leiter the signal. His break-even pitch. Davalillo swings and misses, strike 3. Leiter blows a fastball past him at 97 to finish off a scoreless first. Neither team can come through with men in scoring position, and we remain without a run early on at Morongo Field this evening. 0-0. Top of the second is next on the Quakes Radio Network.
Drinking and driving? What's your excuse?
I know when I've had too much. I'm careful.
We designate a driver. He just drinks less.
If the room doesn't spin when I stand up, I'm good.
I was eating the whole time I was drinking.
I didn't drink that much.
I had to drive home. I need my car for work.
I'm a big guy. I can drink more and drive.
I live 5 minutes from here.
No excuses. Designate a sober driver.
A message from the California Highway Patrol.
We care about families, we care about seniors, and we care about our community. National Corps, one of the nation's most respected nonprofit community builders, is located right here in Rancho Cucamonga. In partnership with the Hope Through Housing Foundation, National Corps is dedicated to improving the lives of children, families, and seniors. Together, we are providing much-needed housing and supportive services, transforming the lives of our residents, and creating strong, vibrant communities. To learn more or to donate, please visit nationalcorps.org.
You're listening to the future of Los Angeles Angels baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Both teams got runners in scoring position, but both starting pitchers worked around them. 0-0 through an inning at Morongo Field between the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes and Ontario Tower Buzzers. Talon Haley is back to work for his second frame against 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Brendan Tunick, Francisco Espinoza, and Javier Herrera. A lefty-on-lefty matchup opens the new frame. Angel Arredondo plays in on the infield grass at third in the meantime. Haley takes a deep breath. He works from the windup. Tunick can't hold back, or rather he can on a slider low and outside. A check swing is confirmed on appeal to first base umpire Kyle Eastman, 1-0. Haley kicks and offers. His fastball misses just a shade off the outside edge, 2-0. Tunick is one of the few former Rancho Cucamonga Quakes remaining on the Tower Buzzer roster. The 2-0. Right on the low inside corner, strike one. Or check that, he was never there, but many of his teammates were. But the majority of those have been moved up to High A Great Lakes or have moved on. The 2-1. Tunick flies it foul down the line and left. Haley evens the count, 2-2. Tunick himself a Rockford, Illinois native. Dodgers took him in the 8th round of the 2024 draft out of Newman Central Catholic High School. He spent his first full pro season in the Arizona Complex League last year before making the jump to single-A baseball as an inaugural member of this Tower Buzzer team. Haley eyes his target. It's 3-2. Right on the inside edge, strike 3. Haley picks up his 4th strikeout already through an inning and a third. He is locked in early tonight. Nobody on, one away for Francisco Espinoza. No score just yet between the Quakes and the Tower Buzzers in the top of the second tonight. Nobody on, one away as the 7-hitter digs in. Haley's delivery. Espinoza checks his swing on a slider outside, 1-0. As for Espinoza, He's one of 2 active catchers on this team, with Connor O'Neill going on the injured list recently. The 1-0 to him. He backs away from a fastball low and in, 2-0. He hasn't been a Tower Buzzer very long, just 19 games in the midst of his age 19 season. He's hitting .309 with 9 driven in. The 2-0. Espinoza eyes a fastball high and outside, 3-0. Started the year as an Arizona Complex League Dodger. 14 games there before earning his promotion. Haley's 3-0. Espinoza takes a fastball low and away, ball 4. The 1-out walk forces Haley to work from the stretch against the switch-hitting designated hitter, Javier Herrera. Still no runs between the Ontario Tower Buzzers and Rancho Cucamonga Quakes in the top of the second. Haley looks to work around his second walk of the evening. He deals a pickoff before firing to Herrera. Espinoza dives back into first safely. This is a big milestone game, you could say, for Herrera in single A. Tonight he hits the half-century mark. Haley delivers. Low and inside on the slider, ball 1. Through his first 49 games, he's gotten bad on the ball more often than not. 278 his average, 383 OBP as well. Haley shrugs his shoulders, the 1-0. Herrera watches a fastball go by on the low outside corner, 1-1. He's shown off a lot of gap-to-gap power. 9 doubles, 4 triples, but hasn't put the ball over the wall as much, just 3 homers. 1-1. Haley bends a curveball too far inside, 2 balls and a strike. And perhaps what stands out most about his game is his plate discipline. 27 walks to just 38 strikeouts. Haley deals. Herrera lines it into center. Ford has it in the crosshairs, and he makes the catch. Herrera hit that ball on a line, but Ford barely had to move to put the leather on it. Espinoza remains at first, 2 away for Abel Lorenzo. Tower Buzzers nothing, Quakes nothing. Talon Haley finds himself an out away from his second consecutive scoreless frame to get this game going. He deals to Lorenzo. A little below the knees. The fastball puts him behind 1-0. Lorenzo, a native of Bani, Dominican Republic. He is just a few days away from a birthday. Haley's 1-0. Lorenzo grooves it into center. Ford races in and slides to make the catch. TJ Ford shows off the range in center field in the top of the second. And Talon Haley will certainly appreciate his efforts. The starter works around the 1-out walk. The Tower Buzzers go down without a run in inning number 2. 0-0 on to the bottom half of the inning next on the Quakes Radio Network.
You can always count on Tremor and Aftershock to headline the fun at the ballpark, and now those 2 mischief makers want to reward the fans with some all-new ticket passes. The Tremor Family Pass includes 4 tickets to every game for just $149, while the Aftershock Ballpark Pass includes 1 ticket to every game for just $99. That's right. Help Tremor and Aftershock celebrate affordable family entertainment at Morongo Field with one of these new passes. Call 909-481-5000 or visit rcquakes.com for more information.
Inland Empire Stages, Tours, and Transportation has been a family-owned and operated business since 1983, proudly serving the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes as their exclusive charter bus provider for more than 30 seasons. As the top charter bus company in the greater California region, we're your best bet for getting your group to any special occasion or outing in style. With our skilled professional drivers and decades of experience, we make your travel experience smooth and hassle-free. Call us today at 909-466-4191 for a quote or to book your next charter bus adventure, or visit us online at iesbuses.com.
This summer, we're going from minor league baseball to major fun. Whether you're just stopping by or looking for that Grand Slam getaway, Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at WyndhamRewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit WyndhamRewards.com for more details.
Your Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are back, and you're listening to Quakes Baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Talon Haley has been sharp early on tonight. He's worked around 3 runners on base to keep the Tower Buzzers out of the run column. 0-0 heading to the bottom of the second. Angel Arredondo gets it started against Cam Leiter. Lucas Ramirez and Marlon Quintero to follow. Leiter kicks and fires. Arredondo backs away from a high inside fastball, 1-0. Last week was his first full series since the Angels traded for him in the Chase Silseth Logan O'Hoppe deal from the Texas Rangers. The 1-0. Arredondo skies this out into right center. Lorenzo and Tunick move in. The right fielder takes charge and makes the catch. It takes just 2 pitches for Leiter to set him down in his first at-bat tonight. Nobody on, 1 away for Lucas Ramirez. Tower Buzzers 0, Quakes 0. Nobody on, 1 out in the bottom of the second as both starters have their good stuff working early on. Leiter winds and delivers. Ramirez looks at a fastball low and away, 1-0. The Quakes did a little positional shuffling in the back half of that Inland Empire series, and Ramirez got caught up in that. Leiter delivers. Ramirez fouls it off over the protective netting behind home plate, 1-1. Normally he plays corner outfield, right field more often than he does left. But on Friday, he made his first start in center field this year, the 1-1. Ramirez pops it out of play over the third base dugout. Leiter moves ahead of him, 1-2. It's something he's done before, spent a little time in center field last year with the Tri-City Dust Devils in High A. But he showed good instincts out there in the last series, the 1-2. Ramirez checks his swing on a slider in the dirt. Appeal to first. Base umpire Kyle Eastman says no. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ramirez. Back in familiar territory in right field tonight. Leiter comes home with the break even. He overthrows a curveball high and outside, ball 3. Still no hits for the Quakes. Just 5 full batters in tonight. Leiter's 3-2. Ramirez is late on the fastball, strike 3. Leiter notches his 4th strikeout. That matches Haley's total. 2 up, 2 down to begin the second. In steps Marlon Quintero. Still no runs between the Tower Buzzers and the Quakes. Both starting pitchers have brought their best swing and miss stuff early on tonight. And for Leiter, he might just use all of it up by the time the early innings come to a close. His pitch. Quintero goes after a slider in the dirt, strike 1. As mentioned before, the Dodgers have a very short leash on him as he comes back from shoulder issues. And the majority of his starts don't go past 3 innings. The 0-1. Quintero looks at a slider on the low outside corner. Leiter quickly pulls ahead, 0-2. In fact, last month, he just made 1 start. That was back on July 11th. The 0-2. Low and outside, ball 1. Threw 34 pitches in that game. 29 his last time out last Wednesday at Lake Elsinore. And I can't imagine he goes longer than 3 innings tonight. Leiter back to work. Quintero swings over top of a slider, strike 3. 2 consecutive Ks and a 1-2-3 second. Leiter keeps us scoreless. 2 innings in the books at Morongo Field this evening. On to the top of the third. Talon Haley will attempt to keep pace when we return on the Quakes Radio Network.
What makes beer taste good? The simple answer is the ingredients. And Budweiser is the king of sourcing the finest.
Brewed with the best barley malt, a blend of premium hop varieties, fresh rice and filtered water, resulting in a medium-bodied, flavorful, refreshing American-style lager. Grab a Bud at your nearest store or through your favorite delivery app.
And experience the iconic taste of Budweiser.
Marquez waits at third, the 1-1. Alvarez drills this deep to left. All Bravo can do is watch. This one is way out of here. Hayden Alvarez, how about that? A 2-out tank has the Quakes on the board.
Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, All-Star Kia, Healthy RC, Onward, Family RV, Green Cow, Budweiser, San Antonio Regional Hospital, Millennium Systems, Inland Empire Stages, The Kindred Corporation, Bally's, National Corps, Daniels Jewelers, Wyndham Hotels and Resorts, and Banner Bank. Your home for future Angels is on the Quakes Radio Network.
Talon Haley heads back to the hill in the top of the third, and he'll get his second look at the top of the order. Kellen Lindsay, Jingshen Ko, and Yoendry Vargas in a scoreless game. His pitch. Lindsay cracks it deep in the air to center. Ford on the move towards the track at the wall. He leaps up and hauls it in. TJ Ford is making a great first impression at Morongo Field tonight. A sliding catch ended the second, and a leaping grab at the wall opens the third in dramatic fashion. Lindsay didn't miss a home run by much, but Ford keeps him from being a leadoff base runner. Nobody on, 1 out for Jingshen Ko. First pitch to him is a slider on the low inside corner, strike 1. 0-0 between the Quakes and the Tower Buzzers early on tonight. Haley's 0-1. Ko takes a fastball on the low outside corner. Quickly, the southpaw moves ahead, 0-2. Haley operates with a quick pace on the hill. He nods, the 0-2 home. Ko chases a slider in the dirt, strike 3. Quintero picks up the baseball, throw to first, pulls Grahovac off the bag, but he gets the foot time and down to beat Ko. Nearly a disaster after the strikeout, but Grahovac's reflexes keep Ko off the bases. 2 up, 2 down to begin the third. Haley's still eyeing his first 1-2-3 frame. He can get it right here against Vargas. Haley's pitch. Vargas fouls it off behind home plate, 0-1. It's been an ideal start for the pitchers tonight. Talon Haley and Jack Leiter each have 5 Ks. Vargas fouls the 0-1 off towards the right field patio. 0-2. Haley can take the lead in that regard with plenty of wiggle room against a good Ontario hitter in Vargas. His 0-2 toss. Vargas flips the bat head out and flies one down the line and right. Ramirez eyes it towards the corner and makes the play. 1-2-3, go the Tower Buzzers in the top of the third. Talon Haley keeps him off the base paths and keeps the game tied at 0 as well. 0-0 heading to the bottom of the third on the Quakes Radio Network.
Need a printing company that gets results for your business? The Kindred Corporation has you covered. With over 40 years of experience right here in Rancho, Cucamonga, we are the printing and promotions experts you can count on. From creative design and precision proofing to high-quality printing, finishing, and direct mailing, we do it all. Visit kindredcorp.com to see how we can take your business to the next level. The Kindred Corporation, proud printing partner of the Quakes.
All-Star Kia San Bernardino invites you to check out the amazing lineup of Kia sedans, SUVs, and crossovers, including the all-new Carnival and the award-winning Telluride. Conveniently located just off the 215 in San Bernardino, All-Star Kia San Bernardino is here to provide you with the top-notch sales and service you've come to expect. Plus, our state-of-the-art service center and parts department are ready to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Proud to be #1 in sales in the Inland Empire for 15 years in a row. AllStarKia.net for more information.
Did you know that each Californian throws away an average of 4.5 pounds of trash each day? That adds up to 30 million tons of trash in a single year. You can do your part to reduce the amount of trash going into the landfill by recycling. Finding out where to recycle your bottles and cans is just a phone call away. Call 1-800-RECYCLE for a recycling center near you, or log on to earth911.com. For additional information about improving the environment, visit healthyrc.com.
Your Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are back, and you're listening to Quakes Baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Talon Haley has kept the Ontario Tower Buzzers at bay so far tonight. 0-0 headed to the bottom of the third. Jeffrey Hurd, TJ Ford, and Jackson Willits try to get the Quakes on the board in the bottom half of the frame. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network. Both starting pitchers have done their job early on tonight. Hurd digs in from the left side. Leiter's pitch to him. His fastball sinks a bit low, 1-0. Hurd himself played his first single-A series last week at Inland Empire, but not his first pro series. Leiter kicks and deals. Hurd takes the fastball on the outside corner, 1-1. Spent the entirety of the year in the Arizona Complex League until his call-up on August 3rd. Leiter delivers. Hurd comes unglued on a slider at the knees, 1-2. And like a handful of guys in that series, Jeffrey hit his first single-A home run. That was on Friday. The 1-2 offer. Hurd taps it out to short. Johnson plays it shoulder high. Throw to first. Pulls Osorio off the bag. And Hurd reaches. Hurd was hustling up the first baseline. And he sped up Johnson's internal clock a bit to leg that out. That'll go in the books as a leadoff infield single. Leiter's in the stretch after surrendering his first hit. In steps TJ Ford. He pulls back on a bunt attempt as he eyes a first pitch fastball low, 1-0. The Quakes are finally in the hit column. Jeffrey Hurd provides their first base runner since Jackson Willits' walk in the first. 1 on, nobody out for the 9-hole hitter. Ford eyes a fastball above the letters, 2-0. He's made a good first impression on these Rancho Cucamonga fans at home. A couple of nice plays in two different directions out in center field. Hurd inches off of first. Leiter's 2-0. Ford holds back on a fastball low and away, 3-0. Made a nice sliding catch to rob Abel Lorenzo of a single to end the second. Leapt up against the wall to take extra bases away from Kellen Lindsay to open the third. The 3-0. Ford watches a fastball go by for a strike, 3-1. And now he's in the batter's box for the first time at Morongo Field as a pro. Leiter offers. Ford grounds it up the middle. Leiter plays it on a hop. Throw to second for 1. On to first. In-time double play. Ford hit that ball on the screws, but Leiter's reactions were quick on the mound, and he kickstarts the twin killing that erases the bases. They're now empty. Back to the top of the order in Jackson Willits with no one on, 2 away. For those of you scoring at home, that's a 1-6-3 double play to eliminate the leadoff infield single. Willits digs in. Leiter back in the windup. Willits checks his swing on a fastball low and outside, 1-0. That's certainly an outing extender for Leiter as the bullpen becomes active down the right field line for Ontario. The right-hander shrugs his shoulders. The 1-0 to Willits. Low and inside, 2-0. Jackson, to this point, one of just 2 Quakes to reach base. He drew a walk to open their night in the bottom of the first. Went on to steal second base before getting stranded there. 0-0 between the Quakes and the Tower Buzzers to this point in the third. Leiter's delivery. Willits skies it deep in the air to left. This will stay in the ballpark for Coe, though, as he makes the catch. Nothing comes of the leadoff single. Cam Leiter works around the trouble and faces the minimum in the bottom of the third. 0-0 between the Quakes and the Tower Buzzers. The middle frames get going next. Top 4 after these brief messages on the Quakes Radio Network.
Sick of dealing with computer issues at your business? Millennium Systems is here to help. Proud partner of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, we've been providing affordable, certified network configuration and support for nearly 30 years to businesses across Southern California. Call Millennium Systems today at 909-931-3171 for a free evaluation or visit us at mil-sys.com. We'll make sure your business runs smoothly so your data, your network, and your way of business is never threatened.
The 2026 season is here, and we're ready to introduce you to all the exciting changes at the newly named Morongo Field. Want to be a Quakes MVP? Grab your season tickets or a mini plan today, and you'll receive an exclusive free Quakes jersey to celebrate your fandom. Head over to rcquakes.com and join the MVP squad. We can't wait to see you back at Morongo Field in 2026. Go Quakes!
You're listening to the future of Los Angeles Angels baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Both pitchers are executing their game plans to a T, and through the first 3 innings tonight, we are without a run. 0-0 on our way to the top of the fourth. Talon Haley will take on the middle of the Ontario order. Oswaldo Osorio, Caleb Johnson, and Brendan Tunick. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network. Both teams looking to snap lengthy losing streaks per their standards in this series opener tonight. Haley kicks and delivers to Osorio. He eyes a fastball above the shoulders, 1-0. Osorio to this point without an official at-bat. He walked against Haley in his last time up back in the first. The 1-0 to him. He backs away from a slider low and in. 2-0. The defense has been there as well. TJ Ford's put on a clinic in center field to this point. High leg kick and the toss. A slider bends right over the heart of the plate, strike one.
So in other words, higher the better.
Meanwhile, Cam Leiter's done his own work on the hill. He made a nice play on a comebacker to kickstart a 1-6-3 double play last half inning. Haley's 2-1. He overthrows a curveball inside. Osorio backs out of the way, 3-1.
500 above is an all-star elite power hitter. 300 is considered below average.
Haley takes his time. The 3-1. Osorio moves away from a fastball in, ball 4. Osorio has his second walk in as many plate appearances. This one begins the top of the fourth. Haley will have to turn to the stretch against Caleb Johnson.
Okay? Don't pour it anymore. Buddy, you have to
The strikeout stuff has been good for Haley. Johnson constitutes one of 5 strikeouts for him. Here's the pitch. Johnson grounds it to short. Willett scoops it up. Toss to second for 1. On to first. In time. Double play. The Tower Buzzers turn 2 in the bottom of the third. The Quakes return the favor a half inning later. 6-4-3 clears the bags. They're clear with 2 down for Brendan Tunick. Just like that, Haley's back on pace to face the minimum. He deals to Tunick. Right at the knee, strike 1. 0-0 between the Tower Buzzers and the Quakes in the top of the 4th. Haley's been working efficient to go along with his dominance. The 0-1. Tunick chases a slider well off the plate away. He just toys with him to move ahead 0-2. Just 53 tosses into his night. The 0-2. Tunick lines it into left center field. This will get down for a hit. Around first, he digs for second. Hurd's throw to the bag. One hops to Wimmer. He gets the tag down. Tunick is caught trying to stretch a single to end the inning. Jeffrey Hurd shows off the cannon in left center field. And the Tower Buzzers come away with nothing as a result in the top of the 4th. Still no score. The Quakes will try to change that in the bottom of the inning when we return on the Quakes Radio Network.
Green Cow Construction covers all your bases. From residential and commercial roofing to solar services and complete exterior solutions, we will strike out those high energy bills. Whether you need paint, patios, windows, or air conditioning, they are your relief pitcher. They're locally owned and operated and committed to quality you can trust. Look for their program ad where if you see a golden sticker, you will win autographed Angels memorabilia. Call Green Cow today at 855-355-5900 for your free estimate. That's 855-355-5900. Stay safe at home with Green Cow.
Celebrate the history of America's pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with the events that shape and change the game and our country. And relive the careers of legends who have earned the greatest honor in sports. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Family RV, where family fun begins. Proudly family owned and operated and voted #1, your go-to local RV dealer. Family RV is conveniently located in Ontario, just off the 10 and 15 freeways. Step into our massive indoor showroom packed with both new and pre-owned RVs featuring top brands like Crossroads, Cruiser, Forest River, and Heartland. Come on down and see it all in person or explore our virtual showroom at FamilyRVUSA.com. And don't miss out on our special Family RV Family Feast nights with the Quakes at Lone Mart Field on select evenings.
You're locked into the Quakes Radio Network, the home of your 3-time league champion Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Talon Haley has been every bit as advertised in 4 innings tonight. He's been locked down to keep the Tower Buzzers at bay. 0-0 heading to the bottom of the frame. First pitch to John Wimmer is a fastball that touches in the dirt. 1-0. Gavin Grahovac and Gabriel Davalillo to follow as the Quakes look to open the scoring tonight. He'll face a new arm. The 1-0 to him, swung on and missed on a fastball low and in, 1-1. Cam Leiter's night, as expected, has come to a close. Joseph Marte replaces him. Leiter departs after 3 scoreless frames. He'll take a no decision. 1-1. Wimmer swings through a slider and comes up empty, 1-2. Well, as for Josep Marte, this is just his 5th appearance as a Tower Buzzer, and he's been dominant in his first 4. His 1-2 to Wimmer. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He opens his night with a 4-pitch K. Nobody on, 1 out for Gavin Grahovac. Well, Marte started the year with the ACL Dodgers, went 1-0 there with a 6.04 ERA in 15 appearances, 2 saves as well in 22 1/3 innings. But he's kicked things up a notch now, 7 innings into his single-A tenure this year. Gavin Grahovac digs in to face him. Here comes Marte. Low and outside, 1-0. 0-0 between the Quakes and the Tower Buzzers. No one on, 1 out to begin the bottom of the 4th. Well, as for Leiter, he was his usual dominant self tonight. The 1-0. Grahovac dribbles it foul towards the Rancho Cucamonga dugout, 1-1. Originally, he had allowed 1 hit, no runs in his 3 innings. But Jeffrey Hurd's infield single has officially been changed to an E6. So Leiter caps off a hitless night, 1-1. In the dirt to Grahovac, 2-1. Walked 1, struck out 5. And he hands the ball over to Marte, who is behind Grahovac. The 2-1. Grahovac grounds it through the 5-6 hole into left field, base hit. No debate about that one. Grahovac just muscled it past the diving third baseman Vargas, and the Quakes have their first hit tonight. Marte will have to go to the stretch against Gabriel Davalillo. Well, to finish off Marte's single-A stat line in 6 2/3 prior innings, to go along with his 1.35 ERA, he's allowed 2 runs, 1 earned on 4 hits, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. He deals to Davi. Grahovac takes off. Davalillo fouls it off, and that caught the catcher Espinosa on the foot. He pirouetted towards the first base dugout after wearing that tip. But he's a tough kid. He'll stay in there. Home plate umpire David Ortiz walked a new baseball out to Marte to give him some extra time to recover. Grahovac retreats to first base. Osorio holds him there. Marte peeks at him. His 0-1. Davalillo foul tips a slider into Espinosa's glove, 0-2. Still no runs to this point between the Tower Buzzers and the Quakes. But Rancho Cucamonga has finally broken through in the hit column thanks to Gavin Grahovac's 1-out single. The throw over to first. Not even close. Grahovac's in there standing up. The right-hander plants his back foot into the third base side of the rubber as he goes through the shines with his battery mate. Is 0-2. Grahovac takes off. Slider misses up and in. Espinosa can't get a throw off to second. Grahovac slides in safely. Congratulations, Gavin Grahovac. That's his first steal as a professional, and it gives the Quakes their first runner in scoring position since the first inning. Davalillo now finds himself in an RBI opportunity. Marte looks back towards Grahovac. Espinosa jogs out to the mound to talk things through with him. Following John Wimmer's strikeout, Grahovac grounded a single through the left side of the infield before showing off the wheels and swiping second. It's a quick reunion between Espinosa and Marte. The former's back behind home plate. The latter's already set just below the letters. Lindsay holds Grahovac at the base. The 1-2 to Davalillo. He nubs it out towards short. Johnson charges it, looks Grahovac back to second, and fires a dart to first. Davalillo can't advance the base runner. Johnson plays the situation perfectly to hold Grahovac. He remains at second with 2 away for Angel Arredondo. Well, if the Quakes want to fall back on recent history for some good news, Arredondo did have a 2-run single in a similar spot last Sunday at Inland Empire. The pitch, right on the low outside corner, 0-1. He put one right back up the box to give the Quakes a 4-3 lead at the time. However, that didn't stick very long.
He's a babysitter for Laney.
Marte eyes Grahovac once again. His 0-1. Arredondo drives this deep in the air to left. Go back towards the track. He looks up. This one is gone. Angel Arredondo goes big fly for the first time in the Angels organization. His 2-run shot gives him a 2-run edge. 2-zip Quakes in the 4th. He's come through in big spots a few times early on in his Rancho Cucamonga tenure. but that might be his biggest swing yet. He receives a hero's welcome back in the dugout. Marte goes back to the windup against Lucas Ramirez. Here comes the pitch. Right on the inside edge, strike one. The energy has returned to Morongo Field. The fans are loving what they're seeing from their Quakes tonight. Marte eyes the sign from Espinoza. Is 0-1. Ramirez checks his swing on a back foot slider. Appeal to first. Kyle Eastman says he went around 0-2. Angel Arredondo's first home run as a Quake has him on top 2-0 to cash in the Gavin Grahovac single and stolen base. Marte deals the 0-2. Ramirez taps it foul behind home plate. He stays alive. And when he takes the mound in the top half of the fifth, Talon Haley will work with a lead for the first time tonight, already pitching with a ton of confidence. Marte shrugs his shoulders. Espinoza sets up low and in. Another 0-2. Ramirez gets a piece of it, and his foul tip catches Espinoza. Still no balls and 2 strikes to the right fielder. 0 for 1 to this point with a strikeout. He's looking to avoid the similar fate down in the count against the new Ontario right-hander. The 0-2 again. A slider bounces into Espinoza. He can't get a clean handle on it, 1-2. Still a lot of baseball to play tonight, but the Quakes have the game's first 2 runs behind them. Another 1-2. Ramirez backs away from a fastball inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's done well to fight from behind in the count. He forces Marte to throw the 20th pitch of his inning and the 7th of this duel. Before it comes, Espinoza heads out to the mound, and he'll conference with Marte once again. It remains to be seen if the Quakes can capitalize on this momentum. But for the moment, it's got the fans in the lower bowl in full voice. They're on their feet singing along with the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song as the meeting concludes. The 2-2 to Ramirez. He chops it to the right side of the infield. Osorio plays it on the in-between hop and takes it to first himself. Marte finishes off the inning, but not before 2 runs come across to score. Angel Arredondo's first home run in the Angels organization has the Quakes on top. 2-0 thanks to his 2-run shot. 2-0 heading to the top of the 5th on the Quakes Radio Network.
Hey fans, catch the excitement of minor league baseball with the Bally Sports Live app. Watch your favorite team or scout the top prospects. Every game live all season long.
Strike 3, you're out.
Plus, stream the Savannah Bananas and emerging fight sports to keep the action going. Best of all, it's totally free. No credit card required. Download the Bally Sports Live app today on your phone or connected device.
Every business has a story. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you're expanding. Maybe you're ready for a fresh start with a bank that truly cares about your business. We're Banner Bank, and we want your business to succeed, to stay competitive, to get to the next level. And we have a long history of helping businesses just like yours. Visit bannerbank.com to find a local branch. Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. Member FDIC.
You're listening to the future of Los Angeles Angels baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Angel Arredondo's big swing has the Quakes sitting pretty, headed towards the midway point of this series opener against the Ontario Tower Buzzers. 2-0 as Talon Haley goes back to work. He's got all the confidence in the world going for him. 7, 8, and 9 will look to knot up the score for the visitors. Francisco Espinoza, Javier Herrera, and Abel Lorenzo. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network. It's been an ideal start for Haley tonight. His first pitch to Espinoza. right at the knees with the slider, strike one. However, this is where he ran into trouble his last time out at Inland Empire. We'll see what he's learned since then. The 0-1. Espinoza checks his swing on a dirt ball slider. Appeal to first. Kyle Eastman over there says he held up 1-1. In that start, he retired each of the first 12 batters he faced before allowing 4 runs on 2 hits in the 5th, and Inland ultimately took the lead in that inning. The 1-1. Espinoza dribbles it out in front of home plate. Quintero plays it on a bounce. Throw to first in time. Espinoza originally thought that ball was foul when Quintero gloved it. Home plate umpire David Ortiz emphatically pointed to say it was there, and Espinoza never really got going out of the box. Haley will gladly take that. 1 up, 1 down to begin the 5th. In steps Javier Herrera. The infield swings around to the left to play him from the right side. The pitch. Low and in, ball 1. Switch hitter by trade. He'll bat righty against the southpaw Haley. He's 0 for 1 to this point with a line out to center. Haley holds the glove at the chest. Here's 1-0. Herrera takes a fastball off the outer half, 2-0. Angel Arredondo's 2-run home run last half inning is the defining swing tonight. 2-0 Quakes. Nobody on, 1 out in the top of the 5th. The 2-0. Herrera looks at a fastball outside. 3 balls, no strikes. A walk would immediately put the tying run in the batter's box in the form of Abel Lorenzo. Here comes Haley. Herrera looks at a fastball at the knees, 3-1. He thought that pitch was low. He motioned over towards first base before Ortiz kept him right where he stands. Haley nods in agreement with Q. His 3-1 home. Herrera ropes it towards short. Willits can't glove it cleanly. The ball escapes his glove as he loses his footing. Herrera's aboard. That was a scorcher, and Willits did well to even get a glove to it. But Herrera finds himself aboard either way. Haley will have to turn to the stretch against Lorenzo. The immediate ruling is E6. That one could go either way, but in my opinion, I think that's a tough error to give. In steps Lorenzo for the second time. 0 for 1. He also lined out to center. Arredondo's in on the grass at third. Haley's pitch. Lorenzo swings right through a fastball up and in. 0-1. 2-0 Quakes. Arredondo's 2-run home run last half inning has him on top by a pair, but still plenty of baseball to play at Morongo Field tonight to determine a winner. Throw over to first. Herrera barely gets in ahead of the Grahovac tag. It's been a lively environment for a Tuesday night at Morongo Field. Kind of an even split between Quakes and Tower Buzzer fans. Herrera's on the move. 1-1 is lined to second. Arredondo makes the catch. Throw back to first. They double Herrera off. The hit and run backfires in spectacular fashion for the Buzzers. Haley picks up the twin killing to finish off his 5th consecutive scoreless frame. At the midway point, it's all Quakes on this Tuesday evening. 2-0. They've got the edge with the bottom of the 5th on the way next on the Quakes Radio Network.
When it comes to the Wi-Fi in your home, are you in control? Customize your Wi-Fi with the Onward Experience. Don't waste time waiting for shows to buffer. With Onward Experience, you can prioritize streaming devices so you can get back to spending quality time with the family. Learn more about what the Onward Experience can do for you at getonward.com. Now serving businesses and residents in Rancho Cucamonga, Ontario, and Culver City. Get connected, get faster, get Onward.
Have you stopped by the all-new Quakes team store at Morongo Field? We have new logos and new colors on more than 10 styles of new era hats. From the latest Quakes and Chaquetas caps, we've got something for everyone, including brand new shirts, blankets, and 2026 Quakes gear. Can't make it to the ballpark? Head over to the Quakes online team store at rcquakes.com and score your favorite New Era caps in all new Quakes gear anytime.
Attention baseball fans, get ready to score big with Daniels Jewelers and G-Shock watches. Whether you're cheering from the stands or catching every play, we've got the winning combination for you. Visit Daniels Jewelers today and discover the rugged durability of G-Shock watches, perfect for every adventure on and off the field. From tough to timeless, Daniels Jewelers is the style that fits your game. Don't strike out. Swing by Daniels Jewelers and experience the power of G-Shock watches. Home run deals await you. Daniels Jewelers and G-Shock watches. We're a champion shop. Visit us online or in store near you.
Thanks for your support of Quakes Baseball and for listening to tonight's broadcast on the Quakes Radio Network.
After Angel Arredondo goes yard to put the Quakes on top 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth, Talon Haley makes it stand up, and Arredondo flashes the leather to help him out. He makes a nice grab on an Abel Lorenzo line drive to start a 5-3 twin killing, and it keeps the Quakes in front by 2. In steps Marlon Quintero with a new arm on the mound for the Tower Buzzers. The first pitch from right-hander Javier Bartolozzi is in there for a strike, 0-1. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network. It's been a fun one to get this series started at Morongo Field. Bartolozzi's toss. A slider bounces into Espinoza, 1-1. That signals the end for Josep Marte. He lasts just an inning, and he leaves on the hook for the loss. Bartolozzi holds the glove at the chest. His 1-1 to Quintero. He lines it foul off to the right side. That one stings off the protective netting behind first base coach Deonor Navarro, 1-2. In his time on the bump, Marte allows 2 runs, both earned on 2 hits. No walks, 1 strikeout. And a loss would give him his first single-A decision. The 1-2. Quintero spits on a curveball that lands in the left-handed batter's box. The right-handed hitter pulls even, 2-2. Well, as for Bartolozzi, he's faced the Quakes before. All of his prior appearances came in their lone series at ONT Field to this point. The 2-2. Quintero chases a fastball outside, strike 3. Bartolozzi, like Marte, opens his relief outing with a strikeout. Nobody on, 1 away for Jeffrey Hurd. 2-zip Quakes. Nobody aboard, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Angel Arredondo's first home run in the Angels organization has the hosts in front. The toss to Hurd. He flies this deep in the air to right center field. All the outfielders can do is watch. This one is way out of here. Jeffrey Hurd leaves the building. His solo shot puts another run on the board for Rancho Cucamonga. 3-0 Quakes. Just like his homer at San Manuel Stadium back on Saturday, that was an absolute no-doubter. And just like Josep Marte, Javier Bartolozzi gives up a big fly. The bases stay clear, though, for TJ Ford. He offers it the first pitch and pops this into left center field. Johnson backs up on it. The shortstop makes the catch. So far, all the offense has come on balls that have sailed over the wall. Angel Arredondo's 2-run shot in the 4th, and now Jeffrey Hurd's solo bomb in the 5th have the Quakes ahead 3-0. And with Talon Haley pitching the way he has tonight, everything looks to go Rancho Cucamonga's way. Bartolozzi's first pitch to Jackson Willits is a curveball high and outside, 1-0. Nobody on, 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. Bartolozzi looks to escape the frame with just the 1 run of damage. His 1-0 toss. Willits swings over top of a low fastball, 1-1. As for Willits, 0 for 1 tonight. Walked his first time up against Cam Leiter. and then flew out to left to end the starter's night. The 1-1 on the way. Willits backs away from a slider low and in, 2-1. He's shown a patient approach at the plate to begin his pro career. And the results have shown more so in the walk department than hits. But that will even out at some point. The 2-1. Willits fouls it off past Navarro on the first base side, 2-2. He did have 4 knocks in the last series. He and Gavin Grahovac went back-to-back in the top of the 4th for their first pro hits and home runs all at once. The 2-2. Bartolozzi misfires with the slider, 3-2. And you'd have to think a guy who had so much success at Oklahoma because of his ability to make contact, the hits will come flowing at the pro level pretty soon. Bartolozzi's payoff. 2-2 to Willits, ball 4. While the hits haven't been there just yet, the walks have. That's his second tonight. And already in just 5 pro games, Willits has 3 multi-walk games. He's aboard to extend the bottom of the 5th for John Wimmer. Bartolozzi goes to the stretch for the first time tonight. There goes Willits. First pitch to Wimmer is a slider high and outside. Throw down to second, not in time. Wimmer swipes another bag. Willits swipes another bag. He's 2 for 2 in that regard to go along with his 2 walks. Willits, despite not having a hit, is making a massive impact in the leadoff spot. Espinoza and Bartolozzi talk things over with the former behind in the count. Wimmer digs back in from the right side. Bartolozzi takes a look over at Willits. The 1-0. Wimmer drives it out to the left. Cole ranges in and makes the catch shoulder high. Wimmer hit that ball flush, but Cole was right where he needed to be to set him down. The Quakes leave a man in scoring position, but they do put another run on the board. Jeffrey Hurd's solo shot has the Quakes on top 3-0. Talon Haley sits 3 outs away from his first professional quality start when we come back. You're listening to Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Step into the sweet life in 2026. Whether you're strengthening business connections or just enjoying a ball game with friends, Quakes Suites at Morongo Field offer the perfect upscale setting to impress your guests. All suites on the Onward Suite level come fully furnished with awesome amenities like air conditioning and cable TV. Full suites include 15 tickets and 4 preferred parking passes, while half suites offer 6 tickets and 2 preferred parking passes. Get all the details on the Onward Suite level at rcquakes.com.
When you're looking for refreshing beer, look no further than the King of Beers. Since 1876, Budweiser has been the American gold standard for a light lager, brewed with the best barley malt and a blend of premium hop varieties for a crisp and flavorful taste in every sip. So if you're looking for a fresh-tasting beer with a smooth finish, grab a Bud today.
Your home for future Angels is on the Quakes Radio Network.
Talon Haley has been sharp on the hill, and the big flies have backed him up. Angel Arredondo and Jeffrey Hurd have both left the yard to spot the starter a 3-run edge. And he remains on the hill going for his first professional quality start in the top of the 6th. He'll take on the top of the order for the 3rd time. Kellen Lindsay, Jingshen Ko, and Yoendry Vargas look to get Ontario's offense out of neutral. Here's the pitch. Haley leads a curveball low and outside, ball 1. As things stand right now, Haley's pitch count is looking pretty good. He's only at 66. The 1-0. Lindsay checks his swing on a fastball that misses inside. Appeal over to first. Kyle Eastman says he held up 2-0. And Haley's been known to go deep into games. He's done so on plenty of occasions this year pitch-wise. 2-0. Lindsey flares it into left center field. That touches down for a hit. Around first, he takes a big turn, but he thinks better about going for second. The leadoff man's on for the first time for Ontario. Haley will have to go to the stretch against the power-hitting Jingchen Ko. 3-0 Quakes over the Tower Buzzers. 1 on, nobody out to begin the 6th. The infield plays the pull shift on the left-handed hitting left fielder. Haley offers. Ko backs away from a breaking ball inside, 1-0. It's been a tough luck night for Ko to this point. A guy who can change a game with one swing. To this point, he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Haley waits, the 1-0. Ko lines it to third. Arredondo makes the catch. Throw back to first. It's in time. Double play. Angel Arredondo is Johnny on the spot once again. He starts another 5-3 double play turn on a singeing line drive. He shows off the glove and the arm to clear the bases. Back to square one for the Buzzers. Nobody on, 2 away for Yoendry Vargas. Haley kicks and fires. Vargas chases a slider high and outside. 0-1. With that, Haley finds himself 1 out away from 6 scoreless innings. The 0-1. He leaves a slider low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-0 Quakes. Nobody on, 2 out in the top of the 6th in this series opener at Morongo Field. Haley flutters the glove as he scrolls through his arsenal with Quintero. His 1-1 pitch. He drags a slider outside, 2-1. Well, the last time Talon faced these Tower Buzzers, he pitched well enough to earn his first pro win, as well as the California League Pitcher of the Week award, 2-1. Vargas foul tips it off of Quintero. He'll take a few extra moments to recover. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the way he's going tonight, it will be hard to bet against a repeat. Wouldn't be his first weekly award, or rather, he's had a couple other good starts outside of that. He's won the California League weekly honor twice. It's 2-2. A slider bounces into Quintero, and it hits him flush in the mask. Perhaps that was a cross-up. That puts Vargas in a 3-2 count. Home plate umpire David Ortiz calls for time himself. He sheds his own mask. I think he's just fixing the protection. One of the metal bars came loose and he needs to make sure he's okay. Base umpire Kyle Eastman comes out to meet him just to the right of the left-handed batter's box. Quakes athletic trainer Masa Koyanagi does the same, but he's just waved off. This looks to be just an equipment malfunction. Thankfully, he's okay, and Eastman just had to offer his expertise on the situation. Following the brief pause, Vargas is back in the box awaiting Haley's full count offering. Here he comes. Vargas fights it foul over the first base dugout. We'll try it again. There is some action in the Quakes bullpen right now, but this is still Haley's inning to finish at 75 tosses. Another 3-2. Vargas gets a piece of it and flares a curveball off to the first base seats. That looks to be Yokelvin Reyes getting loose over there. He may be called upon to start the back third. Haley delivers. Vargas tips it foul off of himself in the batter's box, and he extends his AB to its 10th pitch. Haley hasn't yet found the put-away pitch to set Vargas down. The next 3-2 try. Vargas chops it to the left side of the infield. Arredondo plays it on a bounce. His throw to first hops over Grahovac's glove, and Vargas reaches. That ball hit right off the padding just to the right of the first base dugout and hopped right back to Grahovac. That'll keep Vargas at first. We'll see how this one is scored, but either way, the Tower Buzzers have a 2-out base runner ahead of the cleanup man, Oswaldo Osorio. Well, after making an outstanding play earlier this inning, Arredondo is tagged with a throwing error. Haley's pitch to Osorio, right on the low outside corner. His fastball is right where he wants it, 0-1. 3-zip Quakes. 1 on, 2 out in the top of the 6th. All 3 of their tallies have come on long balls. Haley takes a breath, now throws over to first. Vargas awkwardly dives back in safely. Angel Arredondo left the yard for the first time in the Angels organization for 2 runs in the 4th. Jeffrey Hurd followed it up with a solo shot of his own in the 5th. Haley throws over to first once again. Osorio's back on a dive. Haley's out of disengagements. Still an 0-1 count against Osorio. We'll see if the Tower Buzzers put Vargas in motion. Here's the pitch. Osorio swings right through a mid-90s heater, 0-2. Haley once again finds himself a toss away from 6 shutout innings to cap off his first professional quality start. The 0-2. Osorio checks his swing on a slider in the dirt. That's ruled a check swing behind home plate, 1-2. Reyes' warm-up has intensified. He looks to be ready out in the bullpen. But Haley gets one more batter. Here he comes. Runner goes. Slider misses low and outside. Quintero can't get a throw off to second. Vargas slides in without a play. He's got the steal. The Tower Buzzers, in the meantime, have their first runner in scoring position since the first inning. An RBI would spoil the shutout, but not the potential quality start for Haley. Willits now holds the runner at second, the 2-2. Osorio lines it foul towards the third base dugout. He hangs in there. Haley scrolls through the arsenal with Quintero. Another break even. Low and away, ball 3. First base is unoccupied. Haley doesn't have to challenge the cleanup man here, but a walk would put the tying run in the batter's box in the form of Caleb Johnson. The 3-2. Osorio swings and misses, strike 3. Haley gets him to go after the fastball below the knees, and he's just recorded his first pro-quality start. Talon's been tough to solve for the Ontario lineup tonight, and Rancho's reward is a 3-run lead thanks to his dominance. 3-0 Rancho. They'll look to add on in the bottom of the 6th next on the Quakes Radio Network.
Sick of dealing with computer issues at your business? Millennium Systems is here to help. Proud partner of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, we've been providing affordable, certified network configuration and support for nearly 30 years to businesses across Southern California. Call Millennium Systems today at 909-931-3171 for a free evaluation or visit us at mil-sys.com. We'll make sure your business runs smoothly so your data, your network, and your way of business is never threatened.
This summer, we're going from minor league baseball to major fun. Whether you're just stopping by or looking for that Grand Slam getaway, Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at WyndhamRewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit WyndhamRewards.com for more details.
We care about families, we care about seniors, and we care about our community. National Corps, one of the nation's most respected nonprofit community builders, is located right here in Rancho Cucamonga. In partnership with the Hope Through Housing Foundation, National Corps is dedicated to improving the lives of children, families, and seniors. Together, we are providing much-needed housing and supportive services, transforming the lives of our residents, and creating strong, vibrant communities. To learn more or to donate, please visit nationalcorps.org.
Thanks for your support of Quakes Baseball and for listening to tonight's broadcast on the Quakes Radio Network.
Javier Bartolozzi is back on the mound in the bottom of the sixth. He dirts a first pitch fastball to Gavin Grahovac to get it going 1-0. The heart of the order will face him as the Quakes look to add on. 3-0 there on top of the tower buzzers. Bartolozzi winds and offers. Grahovac fists this ball out in his center. Tunick races in. Lindsay backs up on it, and he makes the play. That ball nearly found its way into no man's land, but Lindsay shows off the range from second base and tumbles to make the catch. Nobody on, one out for Gabriel Davalillo. As for Bartolozzi, he's looking to shake off the Jeffrey Hurd solo home run from an inning ago. The righty deals. Davalillo flies it deep in the air to center. Tunick races back towards the track. This ball's over his head and off the wall. Davalillo hustles for second. He's in there with a stand-up double. Davi nearly joined the home run party. Didn't miss a home run by all that much. And he'll settle for an extra base hit. Bartolozzi has to go to the stretch against Angel Arredondo. 3-0 Quakes over the Tower Buzzers with a chance for more in the middle frames. Bartolozzi delivers. Arredondo eyes a fastball low and outside, 1-0. Perhaps the fans inside of Morongo Field would have preferred Arredondo to leg out a two-bagger. He is tonight's In-N-Out Burger double-double batter of the game. The 1-0. Low and in. Arredondo easily lets that go. 2-0. He has an extra base hit to his name tonight. In fact, in his last at-bat, he launched a 2-run home run that gave the Quakes the lead. Davalillo takes a big lead off of second base. Bartolozzi's in the stretch. Arredondo pops it up on the right side of the infield. Lindsay drifts into the grass. In comes Lorenzo, and he slides to make the catch. The ball just pushed out into shallow right thanks to the wind. Lorenzo read it well, and he leaves his feet at just the right time to make the play. Davalillo remains planted at second. 2 outs for Lucas Ramirez. Given how Ontario could swing the bat, this feels like a must-score situation for the Quakes. The pitch to Ramirez. He swings over top of a nicely executed changeup, 0-1. 3-0 Rancho Cucamonga. All three of their runs have come on home runs. Angel Arredondo had a 2-run shot. Jeffrey Hurd a solo bomb. Bartolozzi's pitch. Ramirez grounds it back up the box. That's into right center field, base hit. Davalillo chugs around third. He scores without a play. Throw goes to second. Ramirez slides in safely. Lucas Ramirez comes through. He trades places with Davalillo thanks to his hustle double. The RBI pushes the advantage up to 4-zip. Ramirez, who for long stretches had been this team's RBI leader, adds another onto his tally in a big spot. Here comes Marlon Quintero. He one-hops the first pitch he sees to short. Johnson backhands it in the hole. Throw to first in time. That'll do it for the inning. The Quakes put another run on the board, and they create some extra separation heading into the back third at Morongo Field tonight. Lucas Ramirez's two-bagger makes it 4-0 Rancho. Top of the seventh is next after these brief messages on the Quakes Radio Network.
No matter where you are in the world, the Quakes are always just a click away. Tune in live on the iHeartRadio app or the TuneIn Radio app. Just search RC Quakes Baseball. You can also catch the action on the Bally Live app as well as the Minor League Baseball app. If you're heading to Morongo Field for a game, bring your FM radio and dial into 91.3 FM for live play-by-play with Ryan Zimmerman. Whether you're in Rancho, up late on the East Coast, or cheering us on from around the globe, we appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for listening, and go Quakes.
2-1. Quintero blasts this ball deep to left. Bravo on the chase at the track. He looks up. It's long gone. Marlon Quintero feeds the trees, and the solo shot has the Quakes on the board.
Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, All-Star Kia, Healthy RC, Onward, Family RV, Green Cow, Budweiser, San Antonio Regional Hospital, Millennium Systems, Inland Empire Stages, The Kindred Corporation, Bally's, National Corps, Daniels Jewelers, Wyndham Hotels and Resorts, and Banner Bank. Your Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are back, and you're listening to Quakes Baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Rancho Cucamonga adds one more run to their advantage thanks to Lucas Ramirez's RBI double last half inning. Kelvin Reyes comes on out of the bullpen to start the seventh, and he throws the first pitch strike to Caleb Johnson. Brandon Tunick and Francisco Espinoza will help greet the new left-hander into tonight's proceedings after manager Dave Stapleton makes his first Morongo pitching change. Johnson waves and misses at a slider low and in, 0-2. 4-0 Quakes. They find themselves 9 outs away from a series-opening win that would break a 5-game losing streak. Reyes has a sign from Quintero, the 0-2. Johnson rips it through the 5-6 hole. That gets into left field for a leadoff base hit. Reyes gets ahead of the first batter he faces, but Johnson beats him in the end to give the Sour Buzzers a leadoff base runner. Kelvin will have to go to the stretch against Brendan Tunick. 4-0 Rancho Cucamonga, but still 9 outs left for the Quakes to get if they want to walk out of here with a win. The toss to Tunick. Big wave and a miss on a fastball above the zone, 0-1. Arredondo plays in at third, expecting Tunick to perhaps lay one down. He's been active at the hot corner tonight. Reyes looks over to first, the 0-1. He bounces a slider into Quintero, low and away, 1-1. Well, as for Haley, he did not take a single wrong step tonight. 6 innings of scoreless baseball. 3 hits, 3 walks, also struck out 6 to cap off a quality start. The 1-1. Tunick checks his swing on a slider in the dirt. It's ruled a check swing at home plate, 2-1. Well, after tonight, still 5 games remain between these two squads. Perhaps Haley has put himself in contention for a third Cal League Pitcher of the Week award, 2-1. Tunick tips it foul behind home plate. The on-deck batter, Francisco Espinosa, picks it up and tosses it into the Quakes dugout, 2-2. His lone win this season has come against the Tower Buzzers. He could double that. Runner goes, Reyes throws to first, Grahovac to second. The throw hits off of the runner's helmet. It bounces into short center field. Johnson's on his horse for third. He's in there standing up. Grahovac fired a bullet to second, but it clanged right off of Johnson's helmet and the error gives him a free 90 feet. He's into second on the steal, advances to third on the E3, and the Tower Buzzers stand 90 feet away from their first run. Still a 2-2 count to Tunick. He chokes up on the bat in the meantime as Reyes ponders his pitch. The break even home. Tunick fouls it off behind home plate. We'll try it again. Well, fortunately for the Quakes, they've picked up a shutout recently. That came in their last home series against San Jose. They're not chasing another. The 2-2. Check swing on a slider low and outside. Tunick held up in plenty of time, 3-2. It's not as though they're trying to get the monkey off their back, but I'm sure they'd like ice cream tomorrow. That's the reward. The 3-2. Tunick takes a breaker on the inside edge, strike three. Reyes delivers a perfect breaking ball to set Tunick down. Johnson remains at third, one away for Francisco Espinoza. 4-0 Rancho Cucamonga. 1 on, 1 out in the top of the seventh. Reyes delivers to the backstop. Big swing and a miss, strike one. Quintero pops out of the crouch, and he fakes the back pick to force Johnson back to third on a dive. Well, as for Reyes this season, he's 7-2 with a 4.32 ERA through his first 29 appearances, one start. His 0-1. A breaking ball bounces into Q. He does well to glove it and hold Johnson at third. In 66 2/3 innings, he's become this team's primary multi-inning left-handed reliever. He's allowed just 34 runs, 32 earned on 60 hits, 30 walks to 65 Ks. His 1-1. Espinosa swings over top of a nicely executed changeup, down 1-2. The Quakes infield plays back, up by 4 runs. They're willing to trade a run for an out at this stage. Quintero flashes the target. Reyes is 1-2. Espinosa grounds it through the right side of the infield, and that'll be a base hit. Johnson comes around to score. Espinosa gets the Tower Buzzers on the board. They still trail the Quakes, though, 4-1. Just a good piece of situational hitting right there. Espinosa goes the other way and finds the gap between Wimmer and Grahovac. The tying run still remains on deck, though. Reyes remains in the stretch against Javier Herrera. Here's his toss. He checks his swing on a fastball high, 1-0. The shutout bid is no more for the Quakes, but a win remains 8 outs away. Reyes eyes Espinosa, the 1-0. Herrera swings right through the heater, 1-1. Despite not having a hit to this point tonight, Herrera's 0 for 2. He's been a tough customer in the batter's box. A line out also reached on an error. 1-1. Herrera spears it into center field, base hit. Espinosa got a late read on that ball. He was unable to get to second until Ford threw the ball back into the infield. He's lucky that no one was able to cover right away. The Tower Buzzers put up back-to-back hits, and the tying run is up to bat in the form of Abel Lorenzo. All of a sudden, Ontario's right in contention. 4-1 Quakes, but a long ball could knot the score. Before Lorenzo digs in, Quintero and Reyes conference halfway between the mound and home plate. The battery mates are looking to just get on the same page. Espinosa takes his lead off second. Herrera at first with 1 away. Here's the toss. Fastball hits the outside edge, 0-1. 1 run already home in the inning for the Tower Buzzers. Caleb Johnson came around to score on the Espinosa single. Reyes selects his pitch. He fires. Lorenzo checks his swing on a dirt ball slider, 1-1. Perhaps the Quakes got a little unlucky in the sequence. Reyes delivered a pickoff throw to first that should have had Johnson dead to rights, but Grahovac's throw to second bounced off his helmet, and it allowed him to reach third. The 1-1. Reyes misfires low and outside with his slide piece, 2-1. Perhaps the most dangerous part of the order is waiting in the on-deck circle. Kellen Lindsay's the leadoff man. He waits his turn after picking up a hit in his last AB, 2-1. Lorenzo looks at a fastball away, 3-1. A walk would load up the bases for the 2024 Dodgers first-round pick. Reyes needs to challenge Lorenzo. Willits plays right behind the lead runner, Espinosa, at second, the 3-1. Lorenzo chases a slider below the shins, 3-2. The late movement confuses him in the batter's box, and that fills the count. Quintero sets up low. Look back to second ahead of the 3-2. Lorenzo foul tips it into the glove, strike 3. Reyes just beats him with the four-seamer. Lorenzo's unable to catch up. That's a huge second out. The tying run remains in the batter's box, but this time in the form of Lindsay. Espinosa remains at second, Herrera at first with 2 away in the top of the 7th. Quakes lead the Tower Buzzers 4-1. Reyes fires. A slider bounces into Quintero. Ball gets away from him slightly. Espinosa tries for third. The throw down beats him. Arredondo applies the tag to bring the 7th to an abrupt end. Espinosa just had a tough read on a ball that didn't get that far away from Quintero, and he shows off the gun to end the half inning. The fans at Morongo Field have plenty to sing about tonight. 4-1 Quakes on to the bottom of the 7th next on the Quakes Radio Network.
Did you know that producing new plastic from recycled material uses only 2/3 of the energy required to manufacture it from raw materials, and that recycling 125 aluminum cans saves enough energy to power one home for an entire day? Hit a home run for the environment by recycling right here at the stadium. Recycle your bottles, cans, and plastic cups by depositing them in one of the many recycling containers located throughout the stadium. For additional information about improving the environment, visit healthyrc.com.
Drinking and driving? What's your excuse?
I know when I've had too much. I'm careful.
We designate a driver. He just drinks less.
If the room doesn't spin when I stand up, I'm good.
I was eating the whole time I was drinking.
I didn't drink that much.
I had to drive home. I need my car for work.
I'm a big guy. I can drink more and drive.
I live 5 minutes from here.
No excuses. Designate a sober driver.
A message from the California Highway Patrol.
Inland Empire Stages, Tours, and Transportation has been a family-owned and operated business since 1983, proudly serving the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes as their exclusive charter bus provider for more than 30 seasons. As the top charter bus company in the greater California region, we're your best bet for getting your group to any special occasion or outing in style. With our skilled professional drivers and decades of experience, we make your travel experience smooth and hassle-free. Call us today at 909-466-4191 for a quote or to book your next charter bus adventure, or visit us online at iesbuses.com.
You're listening to the future of Los Angeles Angels baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Javier Bartolozzi remains in the game for the Tower Buzzers with the offense finally in the run column. His first pitch to Jeffrey Hurd misses for ball 1. TJ Ford and Jackson Willits to follow with the Quakes leading this one late 4-1. Bartolozzi offers. Hurd grounds it foul of first, 1-1. The big fly has accounted for the majority of Rancho Cucamonga's offense tonight, but their most recent run came on a Lucas Ramirez hustle double in the bottom of the 6th. Bartolozzi has his sign from Espinosa, the 1-1 home. Hurd fouls it to the backstop. He's behind 1-2. He's been tough for Ontario pitching to solve to this point. 1 for 2, reached on an error in the 3rd. Also launched a solo home run in the 5th. Bartolozzi may have him figured out, though. The 1-2. Hurd pokes it foul over the third base dugout and into the seats. Still a ball and 2 strikes to the former Sacramento State Hornet and Oregon Duck. Bartolozzi has a shine, another 1-2. Hurd swings and misses, strike 3. Bartolozzi gets him with the changeup. Nobody on, one away for TJ Ford. 4-1 Rancho Cucamonga. No one on, one out in the bottom of the 7th. Defensively, the Quakes are counting down the outs. They're 6 away from ending a 5-game losing streak. Bartolozzi holds the glove at the chest. Here he comes. He powers a fastball on the outer half, 0-1. Additionally, if the Quakes win, Ontario's losing streak would reach 5 games. Bartolozzi's pitch. Ford fouls it off behind home plate, 0-2. He's had an unlucky night at the plate to this point, Ford. But he's made a nice first impression on these Quakes fans with his glove. A couple of highlight reel plays in center field punctuated the first third of tonight's game. The 0-2. Ford chases the changeup low and away, strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs begin the bottom of the 7th for Bartolozzi. Back to the top of the order with 2 away in Jackson Willits. 4-1 Quakes over the Tower Buzzers. Bartolozzi, after giving up runs in each of his first 2 innings, can bounce back with a shutout 7th. Willits digs back in from the left side. Here comes the pitcher. Low and away, ball 1. Jackson doesn't have a hit tonight, but he's been a nuisance at the top of the Quakes order. 0 for 1 with 2 walks. He's also stolen 2 bases. Bartolozzi winds and fires. Too high to Willits. 2-0. His plate discipline has traveled well from college baseball to the pros. It's been a big benefit to the Quakes atop the order. 2-0. Right on the outside edge, 2-1. Already 8 walks to start his professional career. That's only a week old. And he's also walked more than he struck out. The 2-1. Willits checks his swing on a fastball above the zone. Espinosa asks for an appeal, but none given by base umpire Kyle Eastman, 3-1. He actually pointed right back towards the mound, expecting him to be there. But with nobody on base, he's positioned on the first base line. The 3-1. Bartolozzi's fastball rises high, ball 4. Willits works his 3rd walk tonight. He extends the bottom of the 7th for John Wimmer. Before he sees a pitch, though, out comes Ontario manager John Shoemaker. This will be the end of Bartolozzi's night. He gave the Tower Buzzers length, but he also surrendered 2 runs in the process, and he leaves with his team down 3. It's up to a new arm to finish the bottom of the 7th for Ontario when we come back. 4-1 Quakes. John Wimmer will greet the new arm after this on the Quakes Radio Network.
Take me out to Morongo, where I can watch all the games, with thousands of slot machines and blackjack and big screen TVs from the front to the back. So just grab a seat at the sideline. You won't miss a play when you go, 'cause the good times are only right here at Morongo.
Hey, baseball fans, Daniels Jewelers is a proud sponsor of the Quakes and your family jeweler since 1948. Daniels is giving every fan a voucher for $50 off any $99 purchase. Visit danielsjewelers.com/baseball to get your voucher today. That's danielsjewelers.com/baseball. Redeem for diamond jewelry, gold chains or bracelets, and more at any of the 100 Daniels Jewelers stores nationwide. Own the dream with Daniels Jewelers.
Your home for future Angels is on the Quakes Radio Network.
Yulbron Herder emerges from the Ontario bullpen in search of finishing off a scoreless seventh. Javier Bartolozzi got the first 2 outs, but manager John Shoemaker removes him from tonight's proceedings after walking Jackson Willits. He's on first base with 2 away for John Wimmer. 4-1 Quakes over the Tower Buzzers in this series opening Tuesday night. A game that either team needs to win to break their skids. Throw over to first. Willits is back in, standing up. Ontario dropped each of their last 4 games to Lake Elsinore last week, including a walk-off in the series finale on Sunday to lose that series. And they've lost 4 straight. Willits is on the move. First pitch to Wimmer is a slider that gets away from Espinoza. Willits reaches second, standing up with his 3rd stolen base tonight. That's been a formula for success for the Angels' 5th rounder from this year's draft. Still without a hit, but he's seen plenty of run tonight. Well, as for the Quakes, they lost each of the last 5 games at Inland Empire last week and are looking to snap their 5-game skid. The 1-0. Wimmer looks at a slider low and in, 2-0. Well, as for Bartolozzi, he gives the Tower Buzzers 2 2/3 innings, allowing 2 runs, both earned on 3 hits to this point. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He's responsible for Willits now standing at second base. Herder looks back to him, the 2-0. Wimmer can't hold back on a slider low and outside, 2-1.
Hey, so you guys want to come back for free, bro?
Well, as for Herder, the former Quake is on for the 41st time as a Tower Buzzer this year. He's been here since the season began, the 2-1. Wimmer fouls it off to the base of the Ontario dugout, 2-2. To this point in the season, he's 4-3 with a 6.45 ERA. 1 save as well through 51 2/3 innings. He's allowed 40 runs, 37 earned on 51 hits, 44 walks to 60 strikeouts. Lindsay holds Willits at second. The 2-2 to Wimmer. He lines it into left. This'll touchdown, base hit. Willits around third. He gets the wave. Goes throw to the plate, is cut off. Wimmer slides into second without a throw. J-Dub comes through with another big swing. His 2-out single stretches the Quakes' lead back to 4. It's now a 5-1 contest. His bat has reached new heights since the start of July. And that's just his latest clutch swing. The knock officially closes the book on Bartolozzi. Wimmer is the first of Herder's responsibilities on the base paths. He stands at second, still 2 away for Gavin Grahovac. Lindsay holds the new base runner. Herder deals. Grahovac can't catch up to a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-1. 5-1 Rancho Cucamonga. After Ontario scored in the top half of this inning, the Quakes pull the run right back. Herder's 0-1. He dirts a fastball low and outside. Grahovac easily lets it go, 1-1. Grahovac's run officially put the Quakes on the board. He scored from second on Angel Arredondo's two-run blast back in the 4th. Herder shrugs his shoulders, the 1-1. Grahovac fouls it off to the backstop, 1-2. Since that swing, the Quakes have scored in every inning. 2 in the 4th, and 1 each in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Herder eyes Wimmer off second. Lindsay continues to hold him, the 1-2. Foul tip into the glove, strike 3. Herder beats Grahovac with the heavy fastball, and he strands Wimmer in scoring position to end the frame. However, the 2-out single has the Quakes back up by 4 with 2 innings to play at Morongo Field tonight. 5-1 in favor of the Quakes. on the Quakes Radio Network.
San Antonio Regional Hospital. Here for your health and happiness, for support and healing. Here for compassion and courage, for strength and family, with a promise to be there always, providing the very best in healthcare. San Antonio Regional Hospital. Here for you, here for life.
Take me out to Morongo, where I can watch all the games, with thousands of slot machines and blackjack and big screen TVs from the front to the back. So just grab a seat at the sideline. You won't miss a play when you go, 'cause the good times are only right here at Morongo.
You're listening to the future of Los Angeles Angels baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Kelvin Reyes remains on the hill as he prepares for his second inning in relief, and he'll do so with a 4-run lead restored. Francisco Espinosa singled to bring Caleb Johnson home in the top half of the 7th. John Wimmer canceled it out with an RBI knock of his own, bringing Jackson Willits home. 5-1 Rancho on to the top of the 8th at Morongo Field. Kellen Lindsay, Jingshen Ko, and Yoendry Vargas will face the new left-hander. Reyes offers. Lindsay looks at a fastball at the knees, 0-1. I say new because Reyes replaced Talon Haley after 6 shutout innings. A southpaw in his own right. 0-1. Lindsay chases a slider in the dirt. Reyes pulls the string to move ahead 0-2. But his exit may be coming up pretty soon, Kelvin. The 0-2. Lindsay takes a changeup away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Quakes do have an arm up in the bullpen as we speak. Victor Garcia is getting loose. Reyes is 1-2. Lindsay takes a changeup off the plate away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Tower Buzzers are still far from out of this game. They got the tying run to the plate down 4 last inning, in fact. Reyes deals the break even. Lindsay moves the back foot away from an errant fastball, 3-2. He's got a shot to put the leadoff man on, something the Tower Buzzers have done in each of the last 2 innings and 3 of the last 4. The payoff pitch. Lindsay checks his swing on a fastball away. Appeal to first. He didn't go. Ball 4. Lindsay's aboard on the leadoff walk. And if Reyes stays in this game, he'll have to go to the stretch against Jingshen Ko. With the lefty digging in, manager Dave Stapleton elects to roll with Reyes for the time being. He takes a look over at Lindsay before dealing. Low and outside, ball 1. 6 defensive outs separate the Quakes from a series-opening win that would snap a 5-game skid, and more importantly, gain a game on first place in the South Division. The 1-0. Ko goes after a slider low and outside. He turned his front foot over, chasing it, 1-1. Well, as things stand right now, no matter what, the Quakes would end the day in 4th place in the South Division. Reyes' delivery. Ko golfs at a slider in the dirt. 2 good breaking balls have him behind 1-2. But the team they're chasing is the one they're playing. Reyes throws over to first. Lindsay's back in, standing up. Inland Empire and Lake Elsinore are playing each other as we speak. And yes, the Quakes need to pass those 2 before they get to Ontario, but you have to account for the team on top. The 1-2. Ko grounds it to second. Wimmer charges, throws to the bag, in time for the force out. He changed his mind after fielding the ball. He angled towards first, but then shifted his weight towards second, and he gets Lindsay for out number 1 in the process. Ko replaces the leadoff man at first following the fielder's choice. 1 on, 1 out for Yoendry Vargas, but he will face a new arm. Out comes manager Dave Stapleton to take the ball from Reyes. He departs after an inning and a third in relief of Talon Haley tonight. He's still responsible for Coe at first base. In an inning and a third, he allowed just one unearned run on 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And Victor Garcia will be the one to replace him. 5-1 Quakes over the Tower Buzzers. They're 5 outs away from victory when we come back. Top of the 8th resumes after these brief messages on the Quakes Radio Network.
Drinking and driving? What's your excuse?
I know when I've had too much. I'm careful.
We designate a driver. He just drinks less.
If the room doesn't spin when I stand up, I'm good.
I was eating the whole time I was drinking.
I didn't drink that much.
Had to drive home. I need my car for work.
I'm a big guy. I can drink more and drive.
I live 5 minutes from here.
No excuses. Designate a sober driver.
A message from the California Highway Patrol.
We care about families, we care about seniors, and we care about our community. National Corps, one of the nation's most respected nonprofit community builders, is located right here in Rancho Cucamonga. In partnership with the Hope Through Housing Foundation, National Corps is dedicated to improving the lives of children, families, and seniors. Together, we are providing much-needed housing and supportive services, transforming the lives of our residents, and creating strong, vibrant communities. To learn more or to donate, please visit nationalcorps.org.
You're listening to the future of Los Angeles Angels baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Victor Garcia is on. The Quakes have their first right-hander in the game tonight. Manager Dave Stapleton makes his second Morongo pitching change. And Garcia enters to take on Yoendry Vargas with Jingchen Ko over at first base. 1 out in the top of the 8th. 5-1 Quakes over the Tower Buzzers in this series opener at Morongo Field. Pickoff goes to first. Ko dives in safely. He's got to be alert on the base paths even before Garcia delivers his first pitch. The right-hander peers over at Ko. His first toss. Vargas eyes a slider high and tight, 1-0. Ko is Kelvin Reyes' responsibility. So Garcia takes on the inherited runner as he enters tonight's proceedings. Is 1-0. Vargas fouls it off towards the Rancho dugout on the third base side, 1-1. And you'd have to think if Reyes wants to keep that run off his ERA, it's in good hands with Garcia. 1-0 this season with a 6.08 ERA through his first 15 appearances, 23 2/3 innings under his belt. The 1-1 toss. Vargas flies it out towards straightaway right. Ramirez camps underneath and makes the catch. Garcia surrenders hard contact, but Ramirez is in the right spot to keep Vargas off the base paths. Out of the bullpen, Garcia takes down the first batter he faces. Ko remains at first, 2 away for Oswaldo Osorio. The infield shifts to the right to take on Osorio's lefty bat. Here comes Garcia. Right down the pipe with the heater at 93, strike 1. Well, to finish out Garcia's line, he's allowed 16 runs, all earned on 24 hits. 14 walks, 31 strikeouts, and his ERA is inflated by a couple of blow-up outings. His 0-1. The backdoor slider is right on the mark, 0-2. 5-1, Quakes over the Tower Buzzers. Garcia's an out away from punctuating a scoreless 8th. He has a sign from Quintero. The 0-2 to Osorio. Line shot into right field. That'll touch down, base hit. Ko around second. He digs for third, and he reaches standing up. The soft line drive puts runners on the corners for the Tower Buzzers. And Caleb Johnson strides in with a chance to lower the deficit. The tying run is in the on-deck circle for the visitors, but Garcia still has a chance to keep them there. 5-1 Quakes. They've scored in each of their last 4 trips to the plate, and that's given them a 4-run edge with just 4 outs left to get. Quintero pops up from behind home plate to call for time, and his actions save a pitch clock violation. Johnson, the switch hitter, takes his first at-bat from the left side tonight against the righty Garcia. His first pitch, ground ball up the middle. Willits plays it behind second and just takes it there for the force out. Side retired. Victor Garcia picks Yokelvin Reyes up, and the duo combines for a scoreless eighth. 5-1, Rancho Cucamonga takes their 4-run edge into the bottom of the frame on the Quakes Radio Network.
All-Star Kia San Bernardino invites you to check out the amazing lineup of Kia sedans, SUVs, and crossovers, including the all-new Carnival and the award-winning Telluride. Conveniently located just off the 215 in San Bernardino, All-Star Kia San Bernardino is here to provide you with the top-notch sales and service you've come to expect. Plus, our state-of-the-art service center and parts department are ready to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Proud to be #1 in sales in the Inland Empire for 15 years in a row. AllStarKia.net for more information.
Every business has a story. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you're expanding. Maybe you're ready for a fresh start with a bank that truly cares about your business. We're Banner Bank, and we want your business to succeed, to stay competitive, to get to the next level. And we have a long history of helping businesses just like yours. Visit bannerbank.com to find a local branch. Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. Member FDIC.
Hey fans, catch the excitement of minor league baseball with the Bally Sports Live app. Watch your favorite team or scout the top prospects. Every game live all season long.
Strike three, you're out.
Plus, stream the Savannah Bananas and emerging fight sports to keep the action going. Best of all, it's totally free. No credit card required. Download the Bally Sports Live app today on your phone or connected device.
Your home for future Angels is on the Quakes Radio Network.
Gabriel Davalillo digs in to greet Yolbron Herder in the bottom of the eighth. His first pitch is swung on and missed. 0-1. The right-hander's on for his first full inning in relief against the middle of the order. Angel Arredondo and Lucas Ramirez to follow with the Quakes on top of the Tower Buzzers 5-1. The righty delivers. He drags a fastball outside, 1-1. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network. The offense has been plentiful from the fourth inning on, while the pitching has been stout. Davalillo digs back in. Herder's 1-1 to him. Check swing on a fastball that hits the low outside corner, 1-2. The clutch hitting that eluded Rancho Cucamonga last series has reappeared at Morongo Field, the place where they felt comfortable playing their baseball this year. The 1-2. Davalillo fouls it off the catcher Espinoza, and he's down in a heap behind home plate. Out comes Ontario assistant athletic trainer Nate Gilmore to check in on him. That ball caught Espinoza flush. Home plate umpire David Ortiz joins the conversation as well, just to make sure that the Ontario backstop is okay. Thankfully, Gilmore is on his way back to the dugout. Espinoza looks good to continue, and Herder won't need to throw a warm-up pitch to ensure that. He's back in his crouch. Davalillo returns to the box behind in the count. Herder deals. Davalillo pops it sky high on the right side of the infield. Lindsey camps underneath and pulls it down. Herder retires Davalillo to open the bottom of the eighth. No one on, one out for Angel Arredondo. 5-1 Quakes over the Tower Buzzers tonight to kick off the final series between these two teams at Morongo Field this year. Herder offers. Arredondo looks at a slider for a strike, 0-1. They will meet up one more time after this They'll play the final week of the season at ONT Field, first week of September. The 0-1 on the way. Arredondo checks his swing on a slider low and outside, 1-1. It may take the Quakes to get on a big hot streak, but that series could have some massive playoff implications if the Quakes can keep up on their pace of gaining one game every 3 days. Espinosa heads out to the mound to talk things through with Herder. It's a brief chat. Espinosa's already turned around on his way back behind home plate. Well, winning this series would get them on that pace. You win 4 out of 6, that's 2 games gained in the span of 6 days. And with 18 left to play, and one more series here. The 1-1. Arredondo flies this into shallow right center. Lindsay backs up on it. Lorenzo's in the area, but it's the second baseman's ball for out number 2. 2 pop-outs to second base do the trick for Herder in the bottom of the 8th. He's an out away from a 1-2-3 frame and keeping the Quakes off the board for the first time since the 3rd inning. In steps Lucas Ramirez with a chance to change that. 5-1 Rancho. No one on, 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Herder offers. Ramirez dribbles it to the left side of the infield. Vargas bare hands, throw to first in time. That's a nice play. Yolbron Herder delivers a 1-2-3 8th, but the Tower Buzzers find themselves with their backs against the wall with 1 inning left to play. 3 outs separate the Quakes from a series-opening win when we return. 5-1, they're on top on the Quakes Radio Network.
Green Cow Construction covers all your bases. From residential and commercial roofing to solar services and complete exterior solutions, we will strike out those high energy bills. Whether you need paint, patios, windows, or air conditioning, they are your relief pitcher. They're locally owned and operated and committed to quality you can trust. Look for their program ad where if you see a golden sticker, you will win autographed Angels memorabilia. Call Green Cow today at 855-355-5900 for your free estimate. That's 855-355-5900. Stay safe at home with Green Cow.
What makes beer taste good? The simple answer is the ingredients. And Budweiser is the king of sourcing the finest.
Brewed with the best barley malt, a blend of premium hop varieties, fresh rice and filtered water, resulting in a medium-bodied, flavorful, refreshing American-style lager. Grab a Bud at your nearest store or through your favorite delivery app.
And experience the iconic taste of Budweiser.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
Your home for future Angels is on the Quakes Radio Network.
Victor Garcia stays on the bump to collect the final 3 outs tonight. Brendan Tunick, Francisco Espinosa, and Javier Herrera will challenge him with the Quakes leading the Tower Buzzers 5-1 in the top of the 9th. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network as Rancho looks to polish off a series-opening victory. The pitch. Garcia misses a little off the outside corner with his fastball, 1-0. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network. It's been a well-played night all around for these Quakes. The 1-0. Tunick lines it foul off behind home plate, 1-1. The pitching has been good. Rancho's still yet to give up an earned run tonight. Hitting with runners in scoring position had been an issue for him at San Manuel Stadium. They're 3 for 10 in that regard tonight. The 1-1. Tunick chases a slider below the knees, 1-2. In terms of defense, they've had their tough spots, but for the most part, the glove work has been steady. Garcia's 1-2. Tunick looks at a slider in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. TJ Ford has shown off the range in center field. A couple of highlight reel plays that generated stars in my scorebook, at least. Arredondo has snagged a couple of line drives and thrown back to first for a pair of double plays. Garcia's break even. Tunick takes off the outer half, 3-2. However, Ontario is still far from eliminated tonight. Their offense has proven they can put base runners on in bunches against this Quakes pitching staff. And Tunick is a pitch away from doing just that. The 3-2 to him. Right at the knees, strike 3. Garcia pumps his fastball in there to give Tunick his 3rd strikeout tonight, and they've all been looking. Nobody on, 1 away for Francisco Espinoza. 5-1 Quakes. They're counting down the outs in the top of the 9th. Nobody on, 1 away for the Ontario catcher. Garcia's in the windup. Espinoza eyes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. He's looked good in his first ever game against the Quakes. 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI single. That accounts for Ontario's lone run tonight, the 0-1. Espinoza foul tips a slider into Quintero's glove, 0-2. And his only out, a ground out to Quintero, was a ball he didn't realize he hit fair. The 0-2. Low and outside, Espinoza holds off on the slider, 1-2. With Connor O'Neill on the injured list, Espinoza has been picking up the lion's share of reps behind the plate, and he's looked good tonight. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Garcia gets him fishing at the slider in the dirt. Back-to-back strikeouts have the Tower Buzzers down to their final out tonight. It's up to Javier Herrera to keep things going for him. With the game on the line, he'll take his first at-bat from the left side tonight against the righty Garcia. The infield shifts, the pitch. Herrera eyes a strike on the inner half, 0-1. 5-1 Quakes. Nobody on, 2 out in the top of the 9th. Garcia looks to put this one in the books. Is 0-1. Herrera breaks his bat on a roller foul of 3rd. The Shard goes flying the other way as the Tower Buzzers go down to their final strike. The fans that have stuck around at Morongo Field start to make some noise. They'll have to wait for the next pitch, though. Herrera's headed back towards his own dugout to respray his new bat. The switch-hitting DH walks back to the lefty batter's box to continue his battle against Garcia. Victor's ready to go. Is 0-2. A fastball rises high and gets away from Quintero. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Garcia comes set at the chest. The 1-2 offer. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Quakes win. Rancho Cucamonga is back in the win column with an all-around great night. They got the clutch hits they needed. The pitching kept one of the top offenses in the California League quiet. And the result is an end to a 5-game losing streak back on their own home field. This is a win the Quakes desperately needed just to feel good about how they're playing with less than a month to go in the season. And not only do they get the job done with a 4-run victory, they gain a crucial game on the Tower Buzzers in the race for first place as well. They'll need to build upon this momentum going forward the rest of the week, but for now, they've earned the right to celebrate tonight. As the players go through the handshake line with smiles on their faces on their way back to the clubhouse. We'll send it to break. Quakes 5. Tower Buzzers 1. Rancho picks up a series opening dub. The postgame show is still to follow. This is Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball on the Quakes Radio Network.
Thanks for listening to today's Quakes game here on the Quakes Radio Network. Stay tuned for the Quakes postgame show. The Quakes postgame show is up next here on the Quakes Radio Network.
Need a printing company that gets results for your business? The Kindred Corporation has you covered. With over 40 years of experience right here in Rancho Cucamonga, we are the printing and promotions experts you can count on. From creative design and precision proofing to high-quality printing, finishing, and direct mailing, we do it all. Visit kindredcorp.com to see how we can take your business to the next level. The Kindred Corporation, proud printing partner of the Quakes.
San Antonio Regional Hospital. Here for your health and happiness, for support and healing. Here for compassion and courage, for strength and family, with a promise to be there always, providing the very best in healthcare. San Antonio Regional Hospital. Here for you, here for life.
Welcome back. It's time now for the Quakes postgame show featuring a recap of tonight's game, the All-Star Kia All-Star of the Game, a look around the baseball scoreboard, and a preview of the upcoming pitching matchup. Once again, here's Ryan Zimmerman.
Feels good to say it. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes are back in the win column, and they take down the Ontario Tower Buzzers at that. 5-1 the score in the series opener at Morongo Field tonight. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network following the 5-1 win. Let's break down how we got there over the last 9 innings. First things first, you have to tip the cap to an outstanding effort from the pitching staff tonight. 3 arms combined to not allow an earned run. Tonight was a banner night for the starter, too, in Talon Haley. Up until this outing, he had not gone past 5 innings in his first pro season. Tonight, he goes 6 and notches his first professional quality start. He allowed just 3 hits and 3 walks over 6 shutout innings. Also struck out 6 batters, including 4 in each of the first 2 innings. Really wasn't much doing in terms of offense against him. But whenever Ontario had mounted something, the left-hander showed a lot of mettle to work around it. He also got some help from his defense. He's not afraid to pitch to them as well when he knows they can catch the ball. TJ Ford had a couple of outstanding plays in center field, 1 sliding catch to end the second, and a diving grab up against the wall to open the third, while Angel Arredondo made 2 catches on well-struck line drives to open 5-3 double plays. At the plate, clutch hitting had eluded Rancho Cucamonga throughout their series at Inland Empire, save for their comeback win in the series opener last week. But that was not a problem tonight. They picked up a couple of huge hits, going 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position. And all 5 runs scored with 2 outs, with the exception of Jeffrey Hurd's 5th-inning solo home run. Angel Arredondo's 2-out swing was his first home run in the Angels organization, launching a 2-run shot to left to put the Quakes on top 2-0. Lucas Ramirez legged out a hustle double with Gabriel Davalillo on second to restore their lead to push their lead to 4. Meanwhile, after the Tower Buzzers scratched across their lone run in the 7th on a Francisco Espinoza single, actually jumped the gun by an inning, John Wimmer came through, cashing in a mini 2-out rally. Jackson Willits walked and stole a bag. Wimmer drove him in with a single to push their lead back up to 4. And the bullpen made sure to stand that up despite a couple of Ontario threats. The only run allowed tonight was an unearned run against the first man out of the pen, Kelvin Reyes. In his inning in a third, he allows 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts before handing the ball over to Victor Garcia, who went the rest of the way. No runs on 1 hit, no walks, 3 strikeouts to finish the job. After a week that left a lot to be desired against the Inland Empire 66ers, the Quakes return home and perhaps return to form against a team they've played very evenly throughout the season. For the moment, they do grab the head-to-head tiebreaker at 7-6, but there are bigger issues at play here. After ending the 5-game losing streak, the Quakes need to keep this up. At bare minimum, they need to win this series. That would be their first series win in their history against Ontario, albeit the Tower Buzzers are in the midst of their first ever season. But if they can do that, they would be on pace to hunt them down. As mentioned earlier on the broadcast, the Quakes need to gain 1 game on them every 3 days. Taking 4 out of 6 would constitute that. But a win tonight means nothing if they can't follow it up with results tomorrow. But confidence is such a fickle thing, especially at this level with players who are still at the start of their pro careers. And if you can capitalize on tonight, you can neutralize the 5-game losing streak by perhaps winning 5 straight or maybe 5 out of 6 against the Tower Buzzers to really put the pressure on and climb up the bottom of the standings. This was a great start to that. Everything was working, and everything will need to keep working if the Quakes really want to make a go at this late. But as mentioned, this was the right way to start it off. And what a start it was against perhaps their biggest rivals. Get to silence them on your own home fields. Go through the handshake line. Wipe away last week's frustrations with a win that gets you right back on track. The final line score tonight, the Quakes put up 5 runs on 6 hits, 3 errors. They left 4 men on base. As for the Tower Buzzers, their lone run comes on 7 hits, 1 error. They left 7 men on base. Talon Haley picks up the win, his second against the Tower Buzzers this year. He improves to 2-3. Josep Marte suffers the loss. It's his first single-A decision, putting him at 0-1. The final time of tonight's contest, 2 hours and 21 minutes. The final attendance, 947. Still plenty more to come on the postgame show when we return. We'll take a look at both the California League and out-of-town scoreboards. We'll preview tomorrow's starting pitching matchup, and we'll close out, as we always do, by naming our All-Star Kia All-Star of the Game. That's coming up on the Quakes Radio Network.
No matter where you are in the world, the Quakes are always just a click away. Tune in live on the iHeartRadio app or the TuneIn Radio app. Just search RC Quakes Baseball. You can also catch the action on the Bally Live app as well as the Minor League Baseball app. If you're heading to Morongo Field for a game, bring your FM radio and dial into 91.3 FM for live play-by-play with Ryan Zimmerman. Whether you're in Rancho, up late on the East Coast, or cheering us on from around the globe, we appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for listening, and go Quakes.
This summer, we're going from minor league baseball to major fun.
Whether you're just stopping by or looking for that Grand Slam getaway, Wyndham rewards everyone. Start earning points on your next qualified by Wyndham hotel stay and redeem them for minor league baseball tickets and experiences all summer long. Not a Wyndham Rewards member? Join for free at WyndhamRewards.com. Restrictions apply. Visit WyndhamRewards.com for more details.
Your home for future Angels is on the Quakes Radio Network.
It's a happy final at Morongo Field tonight. The Rancho Cucamonga Quakes snap their 5-game skid and extend Ontario's to 5. 5-1 your final tonight. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Ryan Zimmerman with you on the Quakes Radio Network as the postgame show continues. Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season long. It's all here, and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus. With 4 new series starting today, it was a busy one across the California League. This is the first game to wrap up. The other 3 are still in progress. Let's get you started on how they're looking, beginning at San Manuel Stadium, where the result is going the way the Quakes would want it. As things stand right now, the Lake Elsinore Storm hold a 10-9 lead over the Inland Empire 66ers with a chance for more. They have 2 men in scoring position, just 1 out in the top of the 8th. Elsewhere at Excite Ballpark, the Fresno Grizzlies have the upper hand on the San Jose Giants, 7-2 in the bottom of the 8th. San Jose has runners on first and second with 2 away. Elsewhere at Banner Island Ballpark, the Visalia Rawhide hold a 2-run edge on the Stockton Ports in the bottom of the 6th. Those 2 have serious playoff implications attached as well. Coming into today, the Ports, Giants, and Grizzlies were all tied for first in the North Division. San Jose has already booked their playoff place by virtue of winning the first half North Division championship. And as things stand right now, Fresno would clear Stockton by a vital game. Still plenty of baseball to play to determine a winner, but things are going the Grizzlies' way. Elsewhere across the Angels organization, we'll start our look in the Dominican Summer League, where the DSL Angels picked up a resounding 12-4 win over DSL NYY Yankees. 12-4 in 7 innings. The Angels plated multiple runs in 5 of those 7, 2 runs in the 2nd, 4th, and 7th, 3 in the 3rd and 6th to get the job done. Elsewhere in High A Northwest League action, the Tri-City Dust Devils and Vancouver Canadians are still going at Nat Bailey Stadium. Vancouver holds a 2-zip lead through 8 full innings. However, Tri-City still has a chance to chase them down. And Quakes fans will hear a familiar name in who's due up in the top of the 9th. Batting second in the inning, Rylan Zaborowski. Elsewhere in AA Southern League action, the Rocket City Trash Pandas pulled away with a decisive victory over the Knoxville Smokies. 6-1, the final score in the capital of Tennessee. And what's crazy to think about, Daniel Palencia took the loss. That's a rehab assignment for the player that came into the year as the Chicago Cubs closer. He got the final outs of the World Baseball Classic to hand Venezuela their first ever. Crazy to think about, but when you're dealing with rehab outings, you don't always know what these major leaguers are working on. You don't know what they're trying to accomplish against a lower level of competition, so take that with a grain of salt. But what we do know, all 6 runs came in a 2-inning stretch, 4 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. It gets the job done. Elsewhere in the AAA Pacific Coast League, The Salt Lake Bees get out of El Paso with a close win. 4-3, they take down the Padres affiliate in the Chihuahuas. At the top of the organizational food chain, the Los Angeles Angels took on the Texas Rangers and walked away with a close win, 3-2. All three of their runs came in the third inning. Zach Neto brought home a run with a single. Nolan Shonowell, a former Quakes rehabber, untied a 1-1 game with a sacrifice fly. Vaughn Grissom, another Quakes rehabber, doubled home Mike Trout. On the mound, Jose Fermin gets the win, following Ryan Johnson's 4 1/3 inning outing in which he gave up 1 run on 3 hits, striking out 5. Another former Quakes rehabber, by the way. Fermin delivers an inning and a third scoreless. Sammy Natera Jr. picks up the save, and the Angels knot up the series score at 1 win apiece. Looking ahead to tomorrow at Morongo Field, the Quakes will look to build upon their series opening victory on Trey Day. Trey Gregory Alford gets the ball against the Tower Buzzers in hopes of picking up his first win in quite some time. On the year, he's 4-8 with a 4.54 ERA through 18 appearances, 17 starts. Through 79 in the third innings, he's allowed 46 runs, 40 earned on 92 hits. 37 walks go alongside 82 strikeouts, accompanying a whip of 1.63 and a batting average against of 291. The last time he won a start, it was actually against Ontario back on June 20th. Since then, he's lost in 5 of his last 6 appearances. And the only game in which he didn't pick up a loss was his lone relief outing. That's not an indictment on Trey. It's just kind of how baseball goes sometimes. He ended up losing his last start back on the 5th against Inland Empire through no fault of his own. In 5 innings, he allowed 3 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. But ultimately, the offense went silent. The Quakes ended up taking a 3-1 loss. On the other side, they'll go up against Luis Carrillas. And if they get the same version of him they got the last time they faced him, I think they'll be okay with that. On the season, Carrillas is tied with a handful of Quakes and a couple others for the California League lead in wins. He's 7-3 with a 5.55 ERA through his first 22 appearances, 3 starts. In 71 and a third innings, he's allowed 57 runs, 44 earned on 59 hits, 75 walks to 88 strikeouts, alongside a whip of 1.88 and a batting average against of 225. I mentioned his last outing against the Quakes. He walked 9 batters back on June 18th. That was the last day of the first half, and the Quakes' ability to wait him out played a big role in their victory that night. The last time he got the ball, though, he came out of the pen, throwing an inning and 2/3 against Lake Elsinore back on August 6th. He ended up allowing 3 runs, all earned on 1 hit over his inning and 2/3, hitting 2 batters, walking 5, and striking out 2, taking the loss in a 5-2 defeat. The Quakes will hope for more of that, as well as Trey Gregory Alford's return to form as they take the field once again tomorrow. Before we sign off, one last order of business. That's to crown your All-Star Kia All-Star of the Game. And there are quite a few honorable mentions before handing out the award. Jackson Willits out of the leadoff spot did not pick up a hit, but he went 0 for 1 with 3 walks, 3 stolen bases, and he scored a run. John Wimmer drove him in, going 1 for 4. Lucas Ramirez 1 for 4 with a double. Angel Arredondo launched his first home run in the Angels organization, a 2-run blast that opened the scoring in the bottom of the 4th. Jeffrey Hurd launched his first home run at Morongo Field, a no-doubt solo shot in the 5th. But I'm going on the pitching side. I believe Talon Haley is the right choice tonight. He picks up his first professional quality start, going 6 innings of shutout ball, 3 hits, 3 walks, 6 Ks. And for the second time this year, he beats the Tower Buzzers. I think this is the clear and obvious choice, the way he tossed the ball tonight. Talon Haley, you are tonight's All-Star Kia All-Star of the Game. That'll do it from Morongo Field on this Tuesday night. One last time, the final score. It's the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 5 and the Ontario Tower Buzzers 1. The win improves Rancho to 18-25 in the second half, 54 and 55 overall. As for Ontario, they fall to 25 and 18 in the second half, 58 and 51 overall. A 6:15 Morongo pregame show gets us going ahead of a 6:30 first pitch. You won't want to miss it. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast because we know you like the final score. This is Ryan Zimmerman signing off. This has been a production of Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball on the Quakes Radio Network. Have a nice rest of your Tuesday night, folks.
Take me out to Morongo, where I can watch all the games, with thousands of slot machines and blackjack and big screen TVs from the front to the back. So just grab a seat at the sideline. You won't miss a play when you go, 'cause the good times are only right here at Morongo.
Thanks for listening to today's broadcast of Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. We once again thank the best fans in the California League and hope to see you very soon at Morongo Field. And go Quakes!